Get your weapons ready, kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, who cares why we're fighting? It's about the fight. Let the writers writing settle wrong from right. In a time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war. Souls in the ruins, all rubble in the streets. Corpses near the buildings, all is light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys. Time to make a choice. Time to find our courage. Time to be deployed. Make our own stand here. Make our own complete. All we waited for now, past the future meet. Get your weapons ready. Kiss the ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the war because it's a Tuesday. Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome, Arvanauts, to a Tuesday stream. It is February 20th, 2018, in the year of our Lord, Anno Domini, etc., etc. I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you folks are looking forward to some awesome times with Lone Wolf Fire on the Water. Which every time I think of it, I keep wanting to imagine the smoke on the water. Smoke on the water. Dum, bow, bow. But this is actually fire on the water. So, hope everyone is doing well and looking forward to today. Before we get started, just a couple of reminders about things you guys need to know. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. That is always a big thing. Please make sure that you support the channel by checking out the Discord with ! Arvcord, the YouTube with ! Arvtube, where you can check out past broadcasts of the stream, including past Lone Wolf streams, of course. ! Arv tweets will get you over to my Twitter, which is always great if you can follow that as well. ! Arv shop is what will allow you to check out the merchandise we have. Right now it is Infinity and Beyond, my flagship D&D campaign themed, but we are going to have other things that we're going to add on there over time. So ! Arv shop will get you over there. Obviously the Patreon, which is currently sitting at $4.15. Again, a lot of cool stuff there. If we can get that number up higher, first of all, you can get a lot of cool things for yourself individually, depending on the tier at which you support it, but also as we continue to go higher, you will be able to get other things as well by things for the channel. So, for example, at $4.50, I believe it is, we're going to have Arvanaut Idol 3, our contest for writers, which allows us to kind of get some writing in there. That will happen when we hit and maintain the $450 level. At $525, I believe it is, we add another Arvoca vocalist stream per month, doing a voice play of some kind, like a radio play. And then at $600, we've got another Talisman tournament, the Talisman Tournament 2, who will be Arvisman 2, basically. So a lot of cool things that we've got if you can support the Patreon. And last but certainly not least, of course, is that sub button above the window, definitely increasing with subs as well. We're up to about 33, I believe, at last check, which is awesome. And the last thing I want to mention, which I've been talking about quite a bit, is the Thunderclap, exclamation point Thunderclap. Now, the great news about this is that last night we actually hit 100 out of 100. So we reached our 100 goal, which is awesome. And now the key is to get above that goal, because if we can get, first of all, the more that we can get in general, the more attention is going to be paid to Esper Genesis, which is great. But secondly, in case somebody opts out or drops out or something like that, and we drop below that number, that would not be good. So we need a little buffer. So if you haven't done so already, please consider supporting the Thunderclap. Thank you all so much to all of you who have supported it so far. The fact that we've hit it 3 days ahead of goal is really awesome. And I really am excited for Esper Genesis coming up on Friday. Again, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, when we will be joined by Louise Moore, Kat Rambo, Zach Clay, and Johnny Pittman, also known as Video Store Cowboy. All those 4 players will be joining myself and the lead developer for Esper Genesis, Rich Lescouflair, as we begin this officially sponsored campaign on Twitch happening this Friday. So I'm very excited about that. But the time for now is Lone Wolf Fire on the Water. Just a quick note about scheduling. We're going to be doing Lone Wolf now for about 3 hours or so, roughly speaking. Then I'm going to be heading out and getting ready for Pen and Pixels, although this time Pen and Pixels is actually being, I don't want to say preempted, but it is the GOG Games Deadly Dungeons. So basically it's Dungeons and Dragons Deadly Dungeon, and there is a really deadly dungeon, which is relatively famous. We have 4 intrepid adventurers, 4 intrepid players, who will be attempting to go through and survive excuse me, the deadly dungeon. The person who survives the longest will be the winner, and that should be interesting. So if you want to see a whole different side of D&D, and if you want to see what it would be like if I were really, really, really mean, and that's not me, it's just the dungeon basically being really mean, then this is the place to go. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to that, so we are going to check that out. And then tonight, busy day of streaming, as I mentioned last night. Tonight we have got Masters of the Dungeon coming at you with Askren, Will from Encounter Roleplay, and Dave from the Digital DM. That is coming tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, so you guys should check that out as well. Now, tonight we have Lone Wolf, or today I should say, we have Lone Wolf Fire on the Water. Unfortunately, we do not have Terry. It will, of course, be 5th edition. Yes, it definitely will be 5th edition. This is the one from, I don't want to tell you what the dungeon is, but it's famous. I'll just say that, but it is 5th edition. And yes, there is Aranth, and actually, get rid of that. Yeah, that's the one I'm using, Aranth. That's exactly what I'm using is Project Aeon. I'm even using the program 7th Sense, which is from Project Aeon. So yes, I'm using that it's an awesome website. I'm definitely using that. What's up, Octavia Memories? It has been a while. How are you? How's life? So yes, so we're doing Fire on the Water today, and I wanted to, I forget what I was going to say about this. I was going to mention something and now I forgot because I was busy doing something else. But anyway, so we've got Lone Wolf Fire on the Water. Oh, just one quick note. At the end of the stream today, the vote for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month will be held. So, let me just put that in. So this is the straw poll. You guys should enter in because at the end of the day today, the vote is going to be over. Right now it's between Toonstruck, Portals 2, Tales of Berseria. Right now, Portal 2 is slightly ahead of Tales of Berseria and Toonstruck. Now, I do want to make one note about Portal 2 just for people to consider. I don't mind playing it, but I haven't finished Portal 1 yet. And I kind of would like to finish Portal 1 first. I mean, I don't mind playing Portal 2 because I'll probably come back to it anyway. And if Portal 2 wins, I'm happy to play it. Like, I'm not going to, but I'm just letting you know that if you're sort of like, I don't know which of these to go, since I want to finish Portal 1 anyway, and I'm not quite done with it, there is that sort of in my mind, although I know they're not necessarily connected in terms of story. Doesn't look like Toonstruck is going to get the job done this month, so it looks like it's basically between Portal 2 and Tides of Berseria, or Tales of Berseria. Totally up to you guys. Does not bother me. I will happily do either one, but I'm just letting you know about my interest in trying to finish Portal 1 also. So that's happening at the end of the week, or end of the session today. So now we've got Fire on the Water, and I am going to appropriately get rid of this. We're going to get rid of, where the heck is my image there? There you go. This, and turn on that. There we go. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. Hope everyone is doing well. And I have today, I'm wearing, of course, today my Thunder. Damn sweater. Thundercats! Oh! So yes, I'm excited for my... I love this shirt. I really do love the Thundercats logo. Such a good logo. Yes, but... so we have got some stuff going on today with Fire on the Water. Now, what I do need from all of you is I need a suggestion about a good soundtrack for Fire on the Water. I need a good soundtrack for this. Now, it has to be a game soundtrack, not a movie soundtrack, but I need a game soundtrack. So if you guys have got one, now is the time. Now is the time. What do you got for me? What's a good soundtrack for Lone Wolf, Fire on the Water? What have you got? Give me some possibilities. Oh, sorry. Yeah, chat broke, sorry. Fire on the Water, Smoke in the Sky. What's up, Chloe? We must keep thundering. Phantasy Star 4. All right. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw that this came out, but I have moved up on my list in terms of games I want to play. The Secret of Mana remaster is out. I really liked Secret of Mana when I was younger, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, here we go. Phantasy Star 4, recorded from a real Sega Genesis. Okay, is this okay? Is this too loud, guys? Are you cool with this? I'm having too much fun. Super Genesis, yes it is. Is this good? Is this too loud, or is it okay? Can you guys hear me okay over the music, which is kind of important? Coming from that era of the 80s where drums were not necessary, where drums were optional. Yeah, so do I. So do I, Chloe. Oh, man. Trick of the Tail. Such a shame. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Genesis was so good, man. And then they hit the Invisible Touch period, and it all went downhill. So is this good, guys? Sound-wise, volume-wise, are we good? We good? Can I get a yes, no? Sound good? Otherwise, I'll just sit here and dance all day. Sounds good? Okay, cool. Also, hi, Nonstop. Alrighty. So, we got that going on. Lovely. Let's get that over there. Alright, good. Sounds pretty good. Awesome. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The time has come for Lone Wolf. Ah, yeah. Lone Wolf, Fire on the Water, baby. I am looking forward to it. Should be good times. Alright. I'm going to be playing Phantasy Star 4 at some point in the future as well. I got that on my list. Alright. So here we go. I was a little worried at first when I started to get this set up because at first the second book didn't load properly and I'm like, oh crap, but I did manage to do it. So I want to point out to everybody that this is in fact continuing what happened at the end of book 1. I'm going to read you guys the story so far, but this is continuing book 1. Oh, I remember what I was going to say and then stopped saying because I got distracted. Terry Toons hopefully will be able to join us soon again for live illustrations of these books. But as you guys probably know, Terry is still on the mend. And so it's important that she not stress her arm. She's got other projects, which as much as I love these are important, more important than this. So, yeah, so she will be back and she might even join us at some point today just to hang out and chat, but that's what's going on with that. So we are continuing forward. We're using the awesome program 7th Sense, which I really love. I wish that actually Fighting Fantasy had something like this. I really love it, and yeah, I'm super excited to play this. Yeah, Trick of the Tail's a good album. You better start doing it right. Boom, boom. Dance on the Volcano. It's good stuff. Anyway, all right, so here's the story so far, folks. We won recently, last month, we actually won Flight from the Dark. Now it is time for Fire on the Water. The story so far. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a echo. In the northern land of Summerland, it has been the custom for many centuries to send the children of the warrior lords to the monastery of Kai. There they are taught the skills and disciplines of their noble fathers. In olden times, during the age of the Black Moon, the Dark Lords waged war on Summerland. The conflict was a long and bitter trial of strength. I just wanted to say conflict like this destructive conflict. The conflict was a long and bitter trial of strength that ended in victory for the Somlending at the Great Battle of Machengorge. King Ulnar and the allies of Durinor broke the Dark Lord armies at the pass of Moytura and forced them back into the bottomless abyss of Machengorge. Vashna, mightiest of the Dark Lords, was slain upon the sword of King Ulnar, called Summerswerd, the Sword of the Sun. Since that age, the Dark Lords have vowed vengeance upon Summerlund and the House of Ulnar. You are Lone Wolf, a young Kai initiate who is learning the secret skills of the Kai Lords. 2 days ago, your peaceful country was plunged into war when a vast Dark Lord army suddenly invaded Summerland and completely destroyed the Kai Monastery. All the Kai Lords were in attendance for the Feast of Feman, and all were killed as the monastery was surrounded and destroyed, the walls collapsing in on the assembled company. You, the only Kai Lord to survive the massacre, vowed then to avenge their deaths. You knew your first task had to be to warn the king, for without the Kai Lords to lead her armies, your country, Summerland, would be unable to mobilize in time to drive the Dark Lords back. Your journey to the capital was perilous indeed. The enemy had overrun much of the country and were marching upon Holmgard, the capital itself. But despite the many dangers, you fought your way through to the capital and delivered your warning to the king's court. There you were greatly praised for your skill and bravery, but told your mission was not complete. With the Kai Lords dead, there remained only one power in all of Magnamund that could save your people from the Dark Lords, the Summerswerd. After the defeat of Vashna, the Summerswerd had been bestowed upon the allies of Durinor as a mark of trust and allegiance that exists between the two kingdoms. In return, King Allen of Durinor gave Summerland a magnificent golden ring bearing the royal arms of Durinor. This ring is known as the Seal of Hammerdal. At that time, King Allen vowed that if ever the Shadow of the West should rise again to threaten Summerland, Durinor would come to the aid of her ally. The king has given you the Seal of Hammerdal. Your quest is to travel to Durinor to fetch the Summerswerd back. But meanwhile, the enemy have broken through the outer defenses to the capital and are preparing to besiege the city wall. As Captain Duvall of the King's Guard leads you to the Royal Armory to equip you for your mission, the King's words keep coming back to you. 40 days, Lone Wolf. We have strength to stand against them for only 40 days. All right. So that's the story so far. So here we go. So we keep a record of our adventure on the action chart. Now we've already done this combat skill, physical stamina, and so on. So we already have this. We already have our combat skill, endurance points, and Kai disciplines, which we carry over with us to Book 2. We also may carry over any weapons and special items that we held at the end of Book 1, and these should be entered on the new action chart. Through our experiences in Book 1, we have learned new skills, and we may choose one extra Kai discipline to add to your action chart. Now read the section on equipment for Book 2 carefully. Okay, so we already have a bunch of disciplines, but we get to pick another discipline, guys. So we need to, this is our first major decision we have to make, is what disciplines to get. Over the centuries, the Kai monks have mastered the skills of the warrior. These skills are known as the Kai disciplines, and they are taught to all Kai lords. You have learned only 5 of the skills listed below, actually 6 now. The choice of which 5 skills these are is for you to make. All of the disciplines will be of use to you at some point on your perilous quest, so pick your 5 with care. The correct use of a discipline at the right time can save your life. When you have chosen your 5 disciplines, enter them in the Kai disciplines section of your action chart. Now, we've already gotten camouflage, which was useful. We've already gotten hunting, which was useful. We've already gotten sixth sense, which was super useful. We have tracking, which we haven't got. I'll come back to that. Healing, which we got, which was useful. Weapon skill, which we did not get. Mind shield, mind blast, animal kinship we already got. Mind over matter. So basically the choices we have to choose one of these skills. We've got tracking. Is that right? Yes, tracking. This skill enables a Kai Lord to make the correct choice of a path in the wild, to discover the location of a person or object in a town or city, and to read the secrets of footprints or tracks. So we've got tracking as a choice. Weapon skill means that when we enter combat carrying a weapon, we add 2 points to our combat skill. The only problem with this, now this can be very useful because of the +2 combat skill, we just need to make sure that we have that particular weapon always available to us. So that's something to think about. Mind Shield. The Dark Lords and many of the evil creatures in their command have the ability to attack you using their mind force. The Kai discipline of Mind Shield prevents you from losing any endurance points when subjected to this form of attack, which is pretty cool. If you choose this skill right, Mind Shield, no points lost when attacked by Mind Blast. So we've got that. And then Mind Blast allows us to attack an enemy using the force of his mind. It can be used at the same time as normal combat weapons and adds 2 extra points to your combat skill. Not all the creatures encountered in this adventure will be harmed by Mind Blast. You'll be told if a creature is immune. So this adds +2 to combat against a lot of creatures with Mind Blast. And then last is Mind Over Matter. Mastery of this discipline enables a Kai Lord to move small objects with his powers of concentration. And then we can add a further Kai discipline of our choice in book 3. So the next book, we'll be able to continue to build on it. So it's pretty sweet. So our choices again are tracking, weapon skill, but we have to pick a particular weapon, mind shield, mind blast, and mind over matter. And I think all those could be useful, although personally, it feels to me like Mind Shield might be pretty useful, and or Mind Blast, because you could use it against more creatures. But any of it is useful, I could see being useful. So, let me put up a poll. The heck? Oh. There we go. Right. All right, there we go. So, what new discipline should we choose? That's true. That's true, Aaron. Yeah, that's true. I agree. Tracking, weapon skill, Mind Shield, Mind Blast, or Mind Over Matter. Alright guys, get your vote in now. Which one should we choose? We've got $ vote space. Tracking, weapon skill, Mind Shield, Mind Blast, or Mind Over Matter. What's it going to be? Let us make our decision. These are all possibilities, and they will be added to our other ones that we've already got. What are we looking at? We got some people jumping in on weapon skill. And actually, I just want to see what weapons we have. Right now, we've got an axe and a warhammer. I could see upping our combat skill. I could see that. That also fits. So. All right, what do we got? We got 3 votes for weapon skill, 1 vote for tracking. Anyone else want to jump in on this? 3 votes for weapon skill, 1 vote for tracking. Stump is jumping in with Mind Blast. This is what Stump wanted to do to, secretly wanted to do to Esma and Eve when he was playing the D&D one-shot a few days ago. Stump was like, shut up, Mind Blast! We did have a few issues, although part of that is that we were fighting guys that were pretty damn hard. So, you could never have too much weapon skill. Weapons are for the weak, the strong find their own way. There you go, Chloe. That's the tracking quality. Alright, I'm going to last call this. Last call, last call. Yeah, bring on the dire Tarrasque. Can you imagine? Not just a Tarrasque, a dire Tarrasque. Not just death on a stick, double death on a stick. That's what I should do for Deadly Dungeon. I should just be like, you stand up to the dungeon, it is a Tarrasque. The end. Thank you for coming. Try our home game. Alright. Weapon skill is the winner. Alright, so weapon skill it is. Now they're probably going to ask me to choose a particular weapon, but we'll see. Oh, you know what? So, okay. So here's the thing about that. Weapon skill in quarterstaff. So it randomly selects it is the thing. So you have to randomly select that. So are you guys cool with this or not? You have to randomly... I didn't realize that. So we can deselect it if you want. Are you guys cool with that? It means that we have to find a quarterstaff. Although I must admit that a quarterstaff with a monk is pretty badass. Like basically bow staff. So we don't just automatically get it. I thought you got to choose your weapon, but you don't. It actually randomly chooses. It even says it in the text. You pick a number in the usual way from the random number table. So quarterstaff. Staffs are lame. No. Okay. Alright, so then, okay. Okay, so then, if we had a staff, I'd stick with it. Okay, so then, in that case, let me redo the poll. That is kind of dumb. Alright, so then that means tracking. Mind Blast, or... Okay, so yeah, I didn't realize that either. So, alright. So, redo. So, leaving weapon skill out, that means we've got tracking, Mind Shield, Mind Blast, or Mind Over Matter. And remember, Mind Blast is the thing that you can add to your combat against a lot of enemies, but not all enemies. Some enemies will be immune to Mind Blast. And then Mind Shield will protect you against Mind Blast that they would do. And then Mind Over Matter allows you to move small objects around, and tracking is what it says. Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't realize that. I looking at that description, I'm glad they let you deselect it. It's almost like they realize that when people see the deselection, they'll be like, wait, what? So... I guess it would encourage you to find that particular weapon, though. I wonder if that's what they do in the book. Yep, that's exactly what they do in the book. In the book, you have to randomly choose it also. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, and that comes directly from the book. I just looked at it. That's weird. I mean, I guess it's a balance issue in that they figure +2 is a pretty good boost to your combat. And so Mind Blast, they figure it might be immune to some. I don't know, but still. Okay. We got 2 for tracking, 2 for Mind Blast, alright? We will need someone to break this tie. Yeah. The only thing I can think of is that they figure this way they'll get people to choose different weapons because they wouldn't choose it otherwise. A lot of people, maybe a lot of people share your hatred for the staff. I mean, I don't. I think the only one of these that I'm not wild about is a short sword. You know? See, and look at this. They even have 2 choices for swords. If you combine short sword, 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 and broadsword, there's 4 choices. But here they basically have 2 options for swords, which is almost acknowledging that it's more likely that you'll get a sword. But, I don't know. It's a little weird. Alright guys, we're tied up. We need a vote to break this tie. Are we looking at tracking or Mind Blast? We need one more vote to break this tie. I'm gonna last call it, but we do need a vote to break this tie. You can also change your vote if you wish, by the way. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're like doubling down on your vote, Aranth? No, really tracking. No, we need somebody to break this tie, guys. Have somebody else jump in, or somebody can change their vote if you wish. $ change vote space and then the number. All right, Admiral Kirk has gone with Mind Blast. All right, going once, going twice. Mind Blast. All right, Mind Blast it is. Okay, so here we go. Mind Blast added. Combat skill 14. Okay. On we go then with this. Equipment. Guard Captain Duvall leads you to the Royal Armory, where your green tunic and Kai cloak are taken from you to be repaired and created. Yeah, the Professor X route, exactly. At some point you have to, during the course of this book, have some guy be like, "What are you doing in there, Charles?" "I'm looking for hope." It's one of the favorite parts of the first X-Men. While you await their return, are taken from you to be repaired and cleaned. While you await their return, Captain Duvall hands you a pouch of gold for your journey. To find out how much gold is in the pouch, pick a number from the random number table. Now add 10 to the number you have picked. This total equals the number of gold crowns inside the pouch. You may enter this number in the gold crowns section of your action chart, and may add this sum to the total of any crowns you may already possess. Here we go. Pick. Alright, so 30 gold crowns added here. See, like... Oh, they do have weapons. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. I didn't realize this. Okay, I'm sorry. So we do get a chance to pick a weapon. But if we pick a weapon... Now, if we pick a weapon, we won't be able to pick other stuff. But we can pick a weapon. And, in fact, we could also pick... we could pick a weapon. I didn't realize this. Okay. So we could pick a weapon, but also we could also pick a shield, which adds 2 to your combat. So we could also get a chainmail waistcoat and other stuff. So, all right, I didn't realize this. So we could exchange basically weapons for weapons. So should I get rid of the Mind Blast then? Maybe we should do that then. I didn't realize that we could immediately pick it. Do you guys want to pick the staff then, since we do get to pick a staff? That's not as lame. So should we do that then? Should we do that? Just give me a quick yes or no if people want. Should we keep Mind Blast or should we go back to weapon skill? So keep Mind Blast or go to weapon skill. Yeah, but it doesn't matter though, Aaron. Whatever we re-random, I think it will, but it doesn't matter because we can get whatever weapon we want. I didn't realize you could do that. Let's vote until we get tracking. No, we're not doing that. We're choosing either between weapon skill or Mind Blast. So should we do weapon skill now that I know that we can actually get the weapon that we need or not? That's not nearly as lame a mechanic now that I know that. Oh, well, but then if we get another weapon we already have, then it means that we can take 2 other... then we don't have to take a weapon, though. Stump says stay with... Okay, so Stump says stay with what we got. Non-step says weapon skill. But I'm cool either way. I just didn't realize. I'm sorry. I didn't know that they did it this way. This is the problem. I don't read ahead of these books either. You know, I did play these back in the day, but it's been, I don't know, 30 years, so... Vote Mind Blast. All right, let's stick with Mind Blast then for now, because we already have 2 weapons. Let's stick with that. Let's stick with that. I was just confused because I didn't realize that. Okay. All right, so that means we've got these choices. We can take 2 of the following. So we don't need to get any weapons. And the other thing is because of hunting, we don't need to... Yeah, I know, exactly, Aranth. Because of this, we don't actually need to get any meals either. So what we need to get instead, what we can get instead is, we don't need to get weapons, we don't need to get these other things. So instead what we can get is this. Chainmail Waistcoat, which adds 4 endurance points to our total. Looks like that. A healing potion, which can restore 4 endurance points to our total when swallowed after combat. And a shield, which adds 2 points to our combat skill when used in combat. Let me be the first to tell you that I think we ought to choose shield as one of those items. I'm just saying. We totally ought to get a shield. But, so let's see. So which should we get? I'm going to put up a poll. right, so... All right, there we go. Also, what's up, Tinus? All right, so there we go. We'll take, I think, the top 2 choices, guys, and if there's a tie, then we'll do a vote for the second one, but we'll take the top 2 choices. So vote for what we want. Shield, again, will add 2 points to our combat skill, like that. Chainmail will add 4 endurance points to our total, which is a good thing. And Healing Potion will restore 4 endurance points to our total when swallowed after combat, but there's only enough for 1 dose. To me, I feel like Chainmail and Shield is pretty clearly the options here, but I'm certainly happy if people want to go with Healing Potion. Because the thing is, Healing Potion is 1 use. So, I don't know. And we have healing already, so we get 1 point at a time. So I think, to me, Chainmail and Shield make the most sense. And see, this is another reason why it's good to stick with Mind Blast, because... as Aaron said, it would have re-randomized the weapon skill choice, and if it chose something that we didn't have, then we would have to pick the weapon that we didn't have as one of our 2 choices. This way we get the chainmail and the shield. We don't get weapon skill, but we can always get that for next time, so. And it increases our effective combat skill from 12 all the way up to 16 between Mind Blast, which works on not everyone, but a lot of creatures, and the shield, between those 2 things. All right, so chainmail and shield, chainmail and shield. All right. And we totally want to be more effective. Yeah, yes, we do. All right, I'm going to close that poll because I think that's a pretty obvious. Decision here. So, chainmail, waistcoat, and shield. There we go. All right, now let's see. So, you can carry 2 maximum weapons. We can only keep a maximum of 8 articles. Why did my... Wait a second. What? The mouse just froze. What? What's going on with my mouse? The mouse just froze. Hold up. Sorry. Alright, give me a second, guys. My battery needs to be... I think my battery is shot. At least I really hope that was the case. Ugh. Alright. Give me a second. I can't read chat or do anything because my mouse is dead. What? Shoot, what is going on with my mouse cover? Sorry. Give me a second, guys. I can't see or do anything until I get this mouse cover fixed. Why exactly? There we go. Woo! Mouse is working again. Alright. I'm gonna have to charge that rechargeable battery at a later date. For a minute I was like, what the hell just happened? Sorry about that. Thanks for the host, Trent. Sorry about that. Okay, where were we? So, what was I doing? I was talking about this. So, the maximum number of weapons that I may carry is 2. Well, I mean, in fairness, Chloe, I've had this mouse for like 2 weeks, and this is the first time that anything's happened with the battery. And it's a rechargeable battery, so I just have to recharge it, and then it'll be fine. So that's cool with me. Alright, so here we go. Maximum number of weapons you may carry is 2. Backpack items may be stored in your backpack. Because space is limited, only keep a maximum of 8 articles, including meals, in your backpack at any one time. Special items are not carried in the backpack. When you discover a special item, you'll be told how to carry it. There are always gold crowns are always carried in the belt pouch. Hold a maximum of 50 crowns, and right now we have 35. So we've got 35 gold crowns so far, so that's not too bad. We have meals, but we don't need it because of hunting, so that's a good thing. And weapons aid us in combat. We already know about that. Backpack items, we already know about that. Special items, we know about that. And there is a map, which we have that as well. We also begin this section with the seal of Hammerdall, a ring that you wear on your right hand. Got that seal. All right, we got the local currency of the crown. Need to eat regularly, and we don't have any healing potions, so there we go. Okay, we already know about combat. We'll talk about this when we actually get into combat, but I'm not going to do that right now. And levels of Kai training. Now, this thing I wanted to point out to you guys, because this I think is cool. Because we're a monk, so we fast. Haha, I see what you did there, Chloe. Note this, guys. We are now an aspirant. So there's Novice, Initiate, or Intuit, Doan, Acolyte, and Initiate. Now, we started Book 1 as an Initiate, but now we have risen to the level of Aspirant. We are a Kai Lord Aspirant. That's right. Aw, yeah. Aspirant. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Your mission will be one of great danger, for the Dark Lords and their servants are a cruel and fierce enemy who give and expect no mercy. Yeah, exactly, Janet. We're so aspiring, Aranth, right? Are a cruel and fierce enemy who give and expect no mercy. Use the map to help you steer a correct course for the capital. Oops. There we go. Make notes as you progress through the story, for they will be of great help in future adventures. When you become an Intuit, you know you're into it. Cute. Cute, Trent. Cute. Many things that you find will aid you during the adventure. Some special items will be of use in future Lone Wolf adventures, and others may be red herrings of no real use at all. So be selective in what you decide to keep. I always love that piece of information, because it's like, be selective based on what? Like, what would tell you that you should, you know... There are many routes to the Hammerdall. Every time I say that, I want to be like, Hammerdall! But only one will enable you to retrieve the Sommersword and return to Sommerlund with a minimum of danger. A wise choice of Kai disciplines and a great deal of courage will enable any player to complete the mission, no matter how weak their initial combat skill or endurance point score. This is the lie that is put in every single game book. It doesn't matter how crappy your score is, you can still accomplish it. Bull bleep. The fate of your country hangs on the success of your perilous quest. Good luck. Here we go. Let's save the game. Okay. So we have now a combat skill of 16, endurance points of 29, and we got these disciplines. That's pretty sweet. Cool. All right. Captain Duvall and his guards escort you to the Citadel Gate, where a small covered wagon awaits you. As soon as you clamber in, the gates are thrown open, and you are hurried away. Really think so, Tobik? Through the crowded streets of Holmgard. After a short but uncomfortable journey, the wagon stops, and the driver pulls open the canvas flap. This is the key, my lord. There is your ship, the Green Scepter. As he speaks, the driver points across the quay to a sleek trade caravel anchored near to the harbor wall. The first mate's name is Ronan. You will find him waiting for you across the square at the Good Cheer Inn. Then the driver bids you farewell and quickly disappears into the teeming crowds. You reach the inn to find the front doors locked and the window shutters barred. Here's the picture of the boat, by the way. That's our boat. You are trying to decide what to do next when a hand grabs your arm and you are pulled into the darkness. Do you wish to draw your weapon and attack your unknown assailant, or do you wish to try and pull free of his grasp? You don't even know if it's a him. It could be a her. Doom. Yeah, like, how do we know, right, Chloe? Could be some badass female assailant. I mean, we have no idea. Or it could be a really terrible female assailant. Or a terrible male assailant. Who has it? We have no idea. It might be a robot. We have no idea. Maybe it's an animated suit of armor. Who are we to assume? Maybe it's a sandworm. Maybe it's a sandworm's hand that grabbed our arm. He just grabs it, we turn around, and it's a massive sandworm. What? Oh, man. That's what we need, is a game book that has constant crossovers with no reason. Exactly, Tren. The spice must flow this! Okay. So, we've got 2 for attacker out on Steel Assailant and 3 saying pull free of his grasp. Okay, last call that. Right, exactly. Exactly. We don't even know. It could just be us. Maybe we pulled ourselves. Maybe we were there and we're just like... maybe we got a problem and we need to work on it and, you know... Maybe being a lone wolf has caused some concerns over time and we're just, you know... You know, it's one of those, like, deals. Right. Future self is coming back to warn us. This is not going to work out the way you think. Alright. So, we are going to grasp. Try to pull free of his grasp. Let's do it. Forgive me, my lord. I did not mean to startle you. The man seems nervous and the open hand that is extended towards you is shaking quite visibly. With some caution, you accept the gesture of friendship and sit with the man at a tavern table. The place is deserted, save for a couple of mice gnawing on a large chunk of cheese. Like this! Okay. Yeah, exactly, Arendt, right? Maybe it's Blagocus! Captain Kelman has instructed me to take you to the Green Scepter, but only if I am sure that you are the Kai Lord they call Lone Wolf. Can you prove your identity? You decide you must show your mastery of one of your Kai disciplines. Okay, so... what should we do? We can demonstrate... Okay, so we want to demonstrate the Kai discipline of healing, Mind Blast, Animal Kinship, or don't want to demonstrate our skills. What should we discipline? We gotta prove to this guy that we are who we say we are. Vote for until he proves who he says he is. Yeah, no, you don't tell us about identity. We'll tell you. You tell me who you are. This could just go on for the entire book. No, I can't do anything until you prove... Well, I can't do anything for you until you prove that you're... And that's how the Dark Lords took over, because 2 people couldn't decide whether the other person was actually the real person that they were seeking. Worst game book ever. Alright, we got 2 for Animal Kinship. I see where you guys are going with this. I see where you're going with this. 2 for Animal Kinship, 1 for Don't Demonstrate at All, 1 for Healing. Last call, last call. Yeah, it says, no, you first. I said you first, sir. What's up, also, Shatter? How you doing, man? I said, I told you. You tell me who you are. I'll tell you who you are when I tell you who you are. Oh, and then you're a captain, right? Man, check out Shatter. Freaking Shatter is on his way, people. Next thing we know, he's going to be like the captain of Air Force One and everything. He will rise to the lofty heights. Shatter, at some point, it would be cool if I could find out how much you charge you know, like once we get our Arvanauts private jet. You're my guy, man. Right, the accuser for prove that we are not what we are, what we say we are, exactly. Okay, so I need someone to break this tie, guys. We got 2 for... There we go, animal kinship. Look at you guys. Couldn't even get the words out, and you guys fixed it. Thanks, Drum. Yeah, well... Yeah. We probably shouldn't go down that road, but, Chloe, but... Yeah, well... For me, it's more... No rule without... Actually, my chat's messed up. That is sort of a different deal. I thought there was something weird about that. There we go. I thought chat was looking a little odd. Alright. Shadow Mage will pilot the first colony ship to Mars. True that. That's what I'm talking about. And you know that I selectively break that rule when there's a seriously important issue that needs to be discussed, Chloe, so... Okay. So we are going with animal kinship. Alright, let's demonstrate it. Feeling hungry, you say, peering at the 2 busy house mice in the far corner. Perhaps you would care for some cheese. Using your Kai discipline, you order the 2 mice to bring the cheese to you, because clearly that would be sanitary. The sailor looks on in amazement as the 2 furry creatures deposit the cheese at your feet and then scurry away. You are indeed a Kai lord, says the sailor, but the astonishment on his face quickly changes to an unpleasant sneer. Or should I say, you were! As he speaks, a door crashes open behind you, and you turn to see 3 harbor thugs advancing towards you. Each is armed with a scimitar, and you have no choice but to fight all 3 as one enemy. See, Stump was right. Stump was right. Listen to this garbage. Man. We try to show someone what's up, and the guy immediately betrays us. Jeez. Alright, here we go. Time to fight the harbor thugs. Let's do it. Combat skill 16, endurance 25. Now we have got, this time, we've got a combat skill of 16 as well, and endurance points of 29. So, that hopefully will help a little bit. It's a tarp! Alright, let's do it. Fight time. +2 for Mind Blast. +2 for Shield. Fight 3 guys at once. Alright, let's go. We want the high rating. We want the 10, the 10, the 10, the 10. 5 is not... That's okay. 5's okay. 5 is alright. 5 is going to give us... -7 to the enemy, -2 for us. That's not bad. I'll take that trade. Alright, they're down to 18. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 6. 6 is okay. I'll take 6. Thugs, please. -8, -2. Okay, we're tearing these guys up so far. Alright, we're not going to evade yet. Nonsense. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 6 again. Alright, well. Alright. Come at me, thugs. Alright, 10. 5. That's alright. That'll be enough to kill them. That wasn't bad. -7 and 2. Alright. Down go the harbor thugs. We win this combat. And we took 8 points of damage. That's not too bad, considering we were fighting 3 guys. The sailor who claimed to be First Mate Ronan seems to have escaped during the fight. You quickly search the bodies of the harbor thugs, but find nothing of value. However, you do notice that each of them has a tattoo of a serpent on their left wrist. Whoever sent them to kill you must already know of the importance of your quest. This is why you never trust anyone with a tattoo. I'm just joking. Just made that up. You leave the tavern by the side door and discover the dead body of a sailor lying beneath some stairs. Inside the corner of his blood-stained jacket is a tag bearing the name Ronan. This must be the real Ronan. He has been murdered. You cover the body and turn towards the quay, where the green scepter is anchored about 300 yards from the harbor wall. Do you wish to use one of the many small boats or coracles that are roped to the quayside, or do you wish to hunt down the imposter who pretended to be Ronan? That's why I said I was joking, Chloe. That's why I said I was joking. Exactly. This is what happens with a cashless society. Exactly, Toby. All right, so we're going to use one of the small boats or coracles roped to the quayside, or hunt down the imposter. What's it going to be? Are we going to hunt down that rat bastard who tried to pretend to be Ronan? And tell him this shall not stand. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for my battery charger. Found it! I knew I had it somewhere. Sorry, bear with me. Charging some batteries. Charging batteries. Bear with me. Sorry. Charging batteries. Okay, sorry about that. Now it's charging. Come back, imposter. I need loot. Yes. Okay. So, looks like we are going to hunt down the imposter. I agree with you guys. Screw that guy. We gotta hunt down this bastard. Let's do it. You quickly deduce that the imposter must have escaped by the main entrance to the tavern, and if he is still in the harbor area, he must be in or around the main square. You search the buildings and alleyways around the square, but there's no sign of him at all. Rather than waste more time in a fruitless search, you return to the quayside. And untie a small coracle from its mooring. As you row towards the green scepter, you begin to feel uneasy that so early in your mission, your enemies seem already to have found you. It's unfortunate. See, that healing is really doing us some good, because we get a point every non-combat section, so we're already up back to 24 already. As you paddle towards the sleek trade caravel, you notice to your surprise that the boarding ladder is being pulled up. A mean-looking sailor leans over the gunwale and curses at you. He seems to think that you're a refugee trying to stow away on board. But when you shout that you were a lone wolf and you were ambushed by an impostor at the tavern, the ladder is soon lowered again. As you climb over the side of the ship, you are met by a tall man in a gold-braided uniform. His face is almost totally covered by a shock of bright red hair and a bright red beard. "Haul anchor!" he booms. The crew spring into action as if their very lives depended on it. The captain ushers you below to his cabin where he pours 2 glasses of Wanlo, a strong spirit. His face shows concern as you tell him what has happened. "There is evil treachery at work, and the enemy already has plans afoot to thwart your quest," he begins when you told your tale. "It seems that you've lost the element of surprise, and I've lost a courageous first mate. Let us only hope that the voyage to Duranor be swift and safe." You leave him to go up on deck just in time to see the outline of Holmgard on the horizon. With mixed feelings of pride and apprehension, you descend the stairway to your cabin as the last spire of the capital disappears from view. All right, let's pick a number from the random number table. 2. Okay. What do we got? The following morning, you are woken by the cry of the ship's lookout high in the crow's nest. "Ship ahoy! Ship off the starboard bow!" You climb up on deck and brace yourself against the fresh sea breeze. Exactly, Trendane. Yeah, exactly. Show me your tattoos. On the horizon, you can see the wooded coastline of eastern Sommerland, but in the middle distance is a merchant ship that looks badly damaged. It is low in the water and has only one mast remaining intact. It flies the flag of Duranor, but the flag is upside down, a signal of distress. Pick a number. All right. 4. The captain orders his crew to go alongside. As they board the trader, you are shocked by the sight that awaits you. Dead sailors cover the deck, many pierced by arrows. It seems they have put up a desperate fight to defend their cargo, but not a trace of it remains in any of the ship's holds. Below deck, you discover the captain in his cabin. He's very badly wounded and near to death. Fortunately, though, we have healing! Placing your hands upon his chest, you try to seal the open wound. He has lost a lot of blood, and although he's sweating heavily, his skin is cold to the touch. His eyes suddenly roll open, and he shouts a garbled warning. "Pirates! Liquori pirates! Beware the red sails! Repel boarders!" The captain is soon unconscious once more. You wrap him in blankets and place a cushion beneath his head, but he has drifted off into a sleep from which he will not awake. Back on deck, the bodies of the dead crew have been gathered together. Captain Kelman approaches you and hands you a vicious-looking black scimitar. "This is no pirate's sword, Lone Wolf. This weapon was forged in the furnaces of Helgadad. It is a Dark Lord blade." It is daunting news. If the Dark Lords have allied the Liquori pirates to their cause, the voyage to Duranor will be a perilous one. You fling the black sword into the sea and return to the Green Scepter. As you set sail for the east, you watch as the Duranor merchantman slips beneath the waves. Right next door to Mount Doom, yes. After 3 uneventful days at sea, you find shipboard life rather dreary. If you have the Kai discipline of healing, any endurance points that you may have lost on your adventures so far are restored. Well, I mean, I only had 1 more to get, but this will bring your endurance points score back to your original one. Okay. On the afternoon of the 4th day, you are talking with an injured sailor up on deck when you smell smoke seeping from the hold. Do you wish to enter the hold or shout fire? Yeah, forge the furnaces of Hilldoom, exactly. Do we enter the hold or do we shout fire? Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, you shout fire, but all of a sudden they're like, "If only you hadn't shouted fire, Lone Wolf. You, by shouting fire, triggered a terrible explosion that killed all on deck." That's kind of an Ian Livingstone thing to do in a game book. By shouting fire, you summoned the deadly demon known as fire, and... "'Tis a bad omen to shout fire on a ship, and thus I must make you walk the plank." All right, we got 2 votes for fire, 1 vote for entering the hold. What else we got? What else do we have? Pizza! Summon a culinary demon. That's not bad. Right now, the culinary demon I have been eating is some split pea soup. I got my turkey Reuben, which is turkey breast, coleslaw, Russian dressing, and 1 slice of Swiss cheese. And later on, depending on how everything goes, I present to you the brownie of the gods. Oh yeah. All right, last call, people. Last call. We've only got 3 votes. Anyone else want to jump in on this? Oh man, split pea soup is really good, Stump. It really is. I'm all about that split pea. Half a chicken breast, Brussels sprouts, and an apple. That's not bad. I can get behind that. I like apples. I especially like Fuji apples. I'm a big fan of I don't like kind of dry and crumbly apples. I love crisp. Huge fan of crisp, sweet apples like Fuji's. You're trying to make me walk the plank, Captain. I swear to Poseidon, I'll shout it again before my toes have left the grain. Fire! Exactly, Trent. All right. Yeah, a gala. I think a gala is or gala, I guess. I think a gala is also, I want to say that's also kind of Fuji-ish, I believe. Okay. So, shout fire it is. Suddenly panic strikes. The ship is thrown into a frenzy of activity as sailors grab buckets and blankets with which to fight the fire. Flames are roaring through the hatch cover and it takes over an hour to contain the blaze. The damage to the ship is great. The entire store of food and fresh water has been destroyed and the midsection of the ship badly weakened. The captain appears from out of the smoking hold and approaches you, his face black with soot. He is carrying something in a bundle under his arm. "We must talk in private, my lord," he says quietly. Without replying, you turn and follow him to his cabin. Yeah, Granny Smiths are pretty good. Those are pretty decent. I'm not wild about Red Delicious or Green Delicious, though, because those, again, tend to be more I don't know, when you have apples, sometimes you had apples in the lunchroom and in school, and they always were kind of the texture's not very good, and ugh. Yeah, this is clearly arson. This is, no doubt arson. After taking care to close his door, the captain opens the mysterious bundle and tips the contents onto his cabin table. A large, charred earthenware jug and several blackened rags drop in a heap. They give off a strange, oily smell. "This was no accidental fire," he says solemnly. "This was an act of sabotage. The forward hold is a food store, yet I find this oil jug and these soaked rags upon the floor. Someone on this ship is prepared to risk his life to stop us reaching Durinar." You both stare at the burnt rags as if they hold the answer to your questions. Suddenly a cry from up on deck breaks the silence. "Ship ahoy! Ship off the port bow!" Grabbing his sword and telescope, the captain disappears through the door and up the ladder to the deck above. Do you wish to follow him, or would you rather make a quick search of his cabin? Okay. What's it gonna be, folks? Alright, we got a couple of votes. Chloe is suspicious. Chloe is letting her paranoia consume her. Chloe's got that Shadowrun trust, which means no trust at all. What's up, Classicor? Yes, that's one of many reasons, Tobik. What color be the sails you get? I like that Arbot is just trending, no such poll option. Just like, deadpan. Hey, Classicor, I wanted to say, by the way, Classicor yesterday actually played some Mass Effect 2, which I didn't realize he was doing last night on his channel, or I would have checked it out. I didn't realize. I thought it was later. But he popped on last night to do that, and he got a few more people to sign up for the Thunderclap. So, Classicor, thank you. Really appreciate it. I know that you're... I know that you were a little bit in pain. You were the walking wounded, but I really appreciate you doing that. That was very kind of you. And we have, in fact, reached that 100 out of 100. So we are good to go. Have to loot everything in the room before I exit. Yeah. It is true. Anytime anybody gives you a quick get out, like immediately the reaction is, I'll get out as soon as I check absolutely everything in the room. Thank you for the host, Rob. Thank you so much, man. What's up, Rob? Rob is hanging out with us, which is awesome. Rob is, of course, a member of the Infinity and Beyond crew. He had some internet trouble last weekend, but he will be with us this coming weekend with bells on. You missed a good session, man. There's some good stuff happening. I'm looking forward to seeing how you handle things with the Zonthal's Tower that you guys are in. So, welcome, dude. Yeah, I appreciate that very much, Classicor. Okay. So we are tied up. See, people are not sure whether to be suspicious or whether to be like, look, do we want to breed suspicion? Will we allow ourselves to give in to our suspicious hate? Or should we be suspicious? That's the question. So we're tied up at 3-3. We need another vote to break this tie. Such a huge fan of this story, of this Seventh Sense. Yeah. I'm telling you, when we go back to the Fighting Fantasy books, I don't know how difficult it's going to be for people to, for this to be done, but I really hope maybe I can convince one of my brilliant technical people to program something like that for the Fighting Fantasy game books, because, oh my god, this is so cool. Like, it makes it so much easier to stream. Like, everything is kept there, and it might be easier because it would be on a book-by-book basis instead of having to keep track of things over time. But it's super cool. Anyway. I have no real agenda. Oh, well, the captain just told you that there might be arson. And then someone said there's a ship off the port bow, so he grabbed his sword and telescope and the captain ran out the door. So the question is, do you check his room first? But I do need someone to break this tie, people. I need someone else to jump in. I'm going to last call it. I need someone else to jump in or change their vote, please. Either to follow the captain or make a quick search of his cabin. I can see an argument for either one. I have no particular preference on this one. This Klingon's off the starboard bow, starboard bow. Trendane goes for Trendane goes for suspicion. Okay, quick search of the cabin. Let's do it. Keeping one eye on the door, you quickly search the drawers of an ornate chart table. There does not appear to be anything unusual about the contents. You find mainly charts, island maps, and navigational instruments. You're about to abandon this fruitless search when you notice a small lever hidden below the tabletop. You push it and a panel flips open to reveal a small wooden box with a brass lock. Do you wish to prise open the lock or replace the box and join the captain on deck before he suspects something is wrong? Alright. Dirty Captain Neesrox. What's up, Streep? Oh, sorry, Streep. You'll get a chance to vote on this one. So here we go. What's it going to be, guys? Prise open the lock or replace the box and join the captain on the deck. And this is a tough call because it's possible that the captain is in on this and he's the dude who's actually the arsonist. But on the other hand, it's also possible that this is just going to build suspicion and he's going to be really pissed at you and kick you off the boat or do something crazy. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a very tough call. I have no idea where I would go. I'm glad I'm not making this decision. I'm glad this is all you guys. Situation has us boxed in, exactly. See, right. Exactly, Classic Core. Actually, I do have a... We are going to be doing a save pretty soon, but... This is the should I open the box or not music. Alright, I'm gonna last call this. To think outside the box for this one. Whoa, Tobik! Tobik with the power of Patreon support. Thank you, Tobik. Thank you, man. Tobik has done the job. Thank you so much, Tobik. I appreciate it, man. Welcome, welcome. I don't know if that was a sub or Patreon support. Or did somebody just gift that to him? Did somebody gift Tobik a sub? Did someone gift a sub to Tobik? I can't tell that from my alerts. Did someone gift Tobik a sub? If so, thank you to whoever gifted him a sub. Can we get some hypes? Can we get some Arvany hypes? That's a good call, Aren't? Yeah. See, that's the D&D thinking right there. So did someone gift him a sub? Stump did. Ah, Stump. Stump's the man. Thank you, Stump. Thank you, Stump. Thank you so much, man. Can we get some Arvany hypes? Can we get some, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks, Stump. So kind, dude. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. That's basically true. See, Classic Core, when I played Mass Effect, I played an Infiltrator, which I loved, so I was all about sniping it. But yeah, I can understand how you'd feel that way. But oh man, Mass Effect 2 is so cool. I actually think Mass Effect 2 is the best of the 3 games. To me, it goes 2, 1, 3. I don't think 3, I think 3 is pretty good still, and there are some DLCs that are amazing with 3. But I probably, it's not as good as the other 2, but I think it's still a really good conclusion to the overall trilogy. But to me, Mass Effect 2 is the best of them. I love Mass Effect 2. So cool. What's up, Geeky Tea Party? Hello, good morning. And what's up, Darren Windor? Yeah, thank you so much, Stump. Man, so much love for Stump. Such a cool dude. I am much appreciative of his awesomeness. Alright. And welcome into the Arvanaut subgroup there. Tobik. Yeah, well, also, I think ME2 is still available. I think ME1 and ME2. I don't think ME3 is available on Steam or Humble Bundle. I think it's available through Origin, probably. So, all right, we're going to prise open the lock. Using the edge of a steel rule to prise open the lock, you suddenly feel a sharp pain in your chest. A cunning trap has been laid, and as you open the box, a small needle shoots out and embeds itself in your flesh. It is tipped with a deadly poison. You die instantly. Your mission in your life come to a tragic end here. Welp! GG! Good going, suspicious chat. Freaking loot people. Welp. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Oh, man. Dude, this is the... I can't believe this. That's a long ways back. Alright, I'm gonna have to go through this. Oh, man. I can't believe this. I should have saved later. God damn it. Alright, remind me somebody... Ugh, that's a bad start. Remind me someone that I need to save when we get on the ship this next time. Crap on stick. Man. That's what I like to see. That, well, yeah. I'm pretty confident we have a good shot of winning. Especially with rolls like that. Good God. We actually did better this time than we did last time. Alright, so like I said, I'll save this when we get on to the, I will save this when we get on to the boat. Okay, let's save it here. Okay. Box, put us in a box. Okay. So, here we go. Back to what we were doing, people. The following morning, you are woken by the cry of seagulls as they wheel and soar above the clipper. The wind is strong and it fills the sails. You breakfast with Captain Kelman, who's in better spirits than the previous day. He tells you that the Green Scepter is making good speed and should arrive at Port Bax, the main Duranese seaport, within a week. Suddenly, you hear a cry from the crow's nest. Land off the port bow! Land a port! You and the captain climb up on deck and brace yourself against the fresh sea breeze. That's Manon, the southernmost island of the Curralundan chain, says the captain, pointing towards the sharp rocky coastline in the distance. Wreck Point, the traders call it. Many a ship has ended her days upon those granite teeth. Captain Kelman hands you an ornate telescope with which to take a closer look. The sharp rocks are festooned with the splintered skeletons of ships that have run aground or were dashed against the shore in a storm. You stare in fascination at the shattered hulls, imagining the terrifying scenes of their destruction. Then, suddenly, high above the pinnacles of stone hovers a black shadow like a small rain cloud. It seems to be moving towards you. Suddenly you realize what the cloud really is. It is a swarm of large land beast and possibly some Kron. The alarm is shouted along the deck. Prepare for battle! Do you wish to stay on deck, ready your weapon, or return to your cabin? Alright, what should we do? Apparently not, Classic Core. Apparently we will not get to make that vote. It's so funny. Right, we're just going to go back to our cabin, Dara Window, and we're just going to be like, oh, I wonder how they're doing out there. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, you hear, ah, blue, Wilhelm scream, blue. And he's just like, well, this is most unfortunate. Perhaps I'll consider joining them after I've had a spot of tea. Ah. I'm glad to see that we're all thinking like Kai Lords and not as typical like cruise passengers. Right. Alright, I'm going to last call this because I think chat is pretty convinced that it's not a good idea to be leaving. Oh, man. Alright, going once. Throw the poison chest out. Exactly. Like, lure them into the captain's chamber and be like, alright, try to open up that box. And the birds are like, caw! Caw! The box! Caw! Go over and then, You consider leaving? Alright, ready your weapon it is. You were right. The cloud is made of huge Zlan beast and many Kron, a smaller species but one that is just as deadly. Hanging below their black bellies are nets full of Gyaks. As the Zlan beast descend on the Green Scepter, a net of shrieking Gyaks crashes onto the deck behind you. Some are crushed in the fall, but many more have survived and waste no time attacking you. You must fight them as one enemy. One enemy! However, they have 15 endurance and 15 combat skill, and we've got better combat skill and more endurance. Still, I'd prefer to avoid 2s. Let's move away from the 2s, please, game. They still took more damage than we did. But, hey, what's up, Kilobyte? Oh my god. Oh man, let's go, game. Freaking 1. It's a pretty crappy fight. 6, alright. That's better. So we should have been doing the whole time. That was a lot of damage. Alright, we won. A fierce battle now rages throughout the ship as the evil Gyaks fight to win control of the Green Scepter. Perched high up in the masts, the Kron are rending the sails with their talons and razor-sharp teeth, whilst the Zlan beast have flown back towards Wreck Point to pick up more nets of malicious Gyaks. Through the body-strewn decks, a menacing shape looms. Both Gyaks and sailors are cut down by the creature as it advances towards you. It is a Drakkar! an incredibly pretentious cologne. No, a cruel warrior of the Dark Lords. Raising his jet black broadsword, he attacks and you must fight him to the death. The problem is he's got the same combat skill as us, but he's got 6 more endurance. This can be a tough fight, guys. Tough fight. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I want to get that high number. 10s, 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 10s. 8, I'll take 8. I'll take 8. 8 is a good start. 8 is definitely a good start. I will take that. 10 points of damage to him, none to us. That's what I like to see. Okay, the tables have turned. Now we're looking at 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 7. 7 is not bad. I will accept 7. 7 is pretty solid. 7 is pretty damn solid. 1 point of damage to us, 9 to them. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape now. Pretty good shape. All right, here we go. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Break it down. 5 is okay. 5 will do it. 5 should take him out, I believe. 5 should take him out. Yes. Okay. We did it, guys. That could have gone a lot worse. That was a pretty good fight, actually. Seeing their master slain, the Gaiacs falter and retreat towards the stern. Captain Kelman rallies his crew and attacks, leaving his men against the snarling creatures and driving them back until they leap into the sea to avoid the rain of swords. Knowing the battle to be lost, the Kron leave the masts and fly back to the distant coastline. Our thanks, Kai Lord, the captain says and shakes your hand. We're proud and thankful to have you with us. A cheer resounds along the deck as the crew voice their praise. Lone Wolf! Hip hip Lone Wolf! What's up, Lone Wolf? A cheer resounds. Oh, I already said that. You help tend the wounded whilst repairs are carried out on the damaged mast. Screw the wounded. We're the wounded. Within 2 hours, they're complete. The wind fills the sails, and you continue your voyage to Duranor. After 3 uneventful days at sea, you find shipboard life rather dreary. And that is when we decide to save our progress, because we got past. All right, any endurance points we've lost in our adventures so far are restored. Now we're going to save it. That's what I should have done before. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before, which is we can enter the hold, shout fire, or warn the captain. So for this one, I'm going to do what we did the last time, because we did actually shout fire the last time. And he's going to talk in private. And then we're going to follow him because of reasons we've already discussed. So now we're back to where we were. And we're going to save here. All right, now we're back to where we were. It seems our bird is flown, says the captain, pointing to a longboat moving swiftly towards another ship on the horizon. She flies no flag, and her hull is of a strange shape. I've never before seen the like. Just taking a look and seeing these different battles and stuff. I love how they even keep notes of the battle. Man, this is so good. Just really, really like everything about this. Aspirant. Oh, so cool. All right. Assume it's pirates. You watch as the longboat reaches the mysterious ship. As if by magic, a sea fog appears from nowhere and engulfs the vessel. Moments later, both the ship and the fog have disappeared. Pick a number from the random number table. Okay. What do we got? 5 to 9. The crew start to whisper. You hear the words ghost ship and cursed voyage, but the muttering stops when the captain's voice booms out an order for all hands on deck. Only the creaking of the timbers can be heard as Captain Kelman climbs to the rear deck to address the crew. Men, we're 3 days sail from Port Bax. The fire has robbed us of our provisions and our fresh water's been fouled. Yeah, exactly, Aranth. We shall have to steer a new course for Ragadorn, where we shall make good our repairs and replenish our stores. That is all. The crew seemed pleased by the captain's announcement and set about their duties with renewed vigor. Then the captain turns to you. We're about 8 hours from Ragadorn, my lord. My orders are to see you safely to Port Bax and pass you into the care of the Sumlending consul, Lord Lieutenant Rygar. But time is not her ally, and I fear the repairs may take a week or more to complete. When we drop anchor, you'll have to find your own route to Duranor, by sea with us or alone by the coast road. As you return to your cabin, the king's words haunt your thoughts. 40 days, Lone Wolf. We only have strength to stand against them for 40 days. You do not have long to complete your dangerous mission. As dawn breaks, a fierce storm rises and you are woken by the violent rocking of the ship. The floor of your cabin is awash, and the shouts of the crew can hardly be heard above the howling wind. You quickly dress, gather up your equipment, and make your way to the deck. You are soon joined by the captain, who takes hold of your arm and orders you to return to your cabin. Suddenly, as you start to go down, there is a thunderous crack as, high in the rigging, part of the mast snaps. You look up to see the shattered pole falling towards you. I'm going to guess this is a case where we don't want 10. Yeah. All right. As the mast smashes into the deck, a splintered beam hits your head and you are knocked overboard. Damn it. Gasping for air, you fight your way to the surface and catch hold of a hatch cover. You are half stunned. You lose 2 endurance points. You pull yourself onto this makeshift raft and cling to it with all your strength. If you are wearing a chainmail waistcoat, you must discard it now, otherwise you'll be drowned for sure. What? 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 God damn it. That's garbage. Ah, crap. Shoot. You feel dizzy and sick. As the heaving sea buffets you relentlessly, you gradually slip into unconsciousness. When you awake many hours later, the storm is past. By the position of the sun, you judge it to be late afternoon. In the distance, you can see a small fishing boat, and beyond it, on the horizon, land. The only trace of the green scepter is the hatch cover on which you now sit. If you wish to use your cloak to try to signal to the fishing boat, you can do that, or ignore the boat and paddle towards the shore. So, what should we do? It's tough, man. It's tough. It's definitely tough. This is the should we signal the boat or not music. Can't believe it made us get rid of our chainmail coat, man. What kind of garbage is that? I wonder what would have happened if we got a 0. I have to assume 0 would have been insta-death. And not like, you arrow cut the mast and like save the ship, I assume. Yeah. Oh no, I mean once we were in the water, it made sense. That's what we get for not wearing wooden armor. That's a good question, Darwindor. Yeah. Like, more than one equipment? That would have sucked. So, comparatively, it could have been worse, is basically what we're saying. Look at this. We have basically one item. Because we don't need these meals, because we don't... If the meals restored health, that would be one thing, but they don't. For us. You lose health if you have to eat and you don't have a meal. But in our case, we don't have to worry about that because of hunting. I guess. Like, it could be worse, basically, is what we're looking at. There you go, Tren. I've seen that work in the movies. Alright, let's last call this. Alright, and... Pole is closed. Let's paddle towards the shore. Let's make it happen. When you are only 50 yards offshore, you slip into the waves and swim towards land. When you finally reach the beach, you sink your fingers deep into the wet sand and slowly claw your way up the beach to the shelter of some dunes. You're exhausted and very hungry. The only possessions that you've saved are your gold crowns, your backpack, and any special items you did not discard in the storm. Any weapons that you possessed before the storm have been lost. What? Though you keep your backpack itself, you lose everything it contained in addition to your weapons and the chainmail waistcoat. What the flip? We have no weapons! What garbage is this? However, a few hundred yards away, you notice clumps of small, twisted trees laden with purple fruit. Thank God we didn't take weapon skill, though. How about that, guys? Can you imagine if we took weapon skill? I mean, it's still bad because we're down to 12. So wait, we don't have a shield either? Oh my God. No, we do have a shield. We have our helmet, we have our shield. Okay. So the only real issue, we're actually still fine. I don't know why it's not showing us the, because we should have 16 still, but good God. Because we still have Mind Blast and we still have the shield. We haven't lost the shield. The training that you received in the art of hunting has taught you to recognize most of the poisonous and non-poisonous fruits to be found in northern Magnamund. These purple fruits are Larnuma, a sweet and nutritious food. You quickly eat your fill and then store enough of them in your backpack for 2 meals. I guess so, Irant, but before this was at a higher number, even when we weren't in combat, so I'm a little confused about that, but whatever. Alright. Good, good. Alright, now, beyond the Lenormand trees, you notice a wide coast road that disappears towards the east and west. And I don't know if we have a... I'm not sure if we have a map. Do we? We do have a map. Alright, so this over here is Holmgard, right? We launched from there, we went off this way, and then Raggadorn was somewhere here. That's where we were headed. Port Bax is where we're supposed to be going right there. So my guess is that we ended up somewhere here-ish. So if I had to guess, east is probably heading towards Port Bax. So I think we want to continue to head east towards Duranor is my guess. Because actually we're trying to head there eventually. So I'm guessing that we want to head... I would think we want to head east based on what the map says, but I will ask you guys. I'm guessing we head east. I mean, unless I'm misrepresenting that map, but I... Whoops, what just happened? What did I just do? What did I just do? Did I drop something? I hope I didn't drop something. I think it would have given me... a prompt if I had accidentally dropped something. Yeah, so I think we're here. East would be heading us this way, which I think is the way we want to go. I think we want to head east because we want to head over here to Duranor where the Sommersword is. So this is the hardest, you say, of this one? All the outcomes suck? Okay. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with that so long as it's not a basic unfairness, you know, as long as it's, like, it's reasonable, then I'm totally fine with that. Alright, Stumpomatic has us heading east as well. I'm going to last call this. Yeah, so Good morning, Chaotix. How are you, Chaotix? How's life, sir? You've already missed us being poisoned when we tried to open a box in the captain's quarters, and you've missed us losing our chainmail waistcoat and all of our weapons because we had to swim to shore to save ourselves. So it's been a little eventful. Oh yeah? Sounds like it was made for Sod. That's true. Needle in the eye, Sod. Needle in the sod. Okay. So we're going to close this poll, and it looks like we are heading east. You walk for over 3 hours along the lonely coast road before night begins to fall, singing, "Hey, old song, just a drop of water in the endless sea. All we do, pass before our eyes, though we refuse to see. Lone wolf on the road." You are very tired, and you decide to get some sleep and continue at dawn. You remember the tales told by your Kai masters of the wildlands between Sommerlund and Duranor, where packs of wild dogs roam the wastelands at night. With these stories in the mind, you decide to spend the night in the safety of a large leafy tree at the edge of the road. Your rest is very refreshing. I don't know why we're down to 23 endurance points now. And turn to 312. Although you awake to a cold and which exactly trauma sponge, cold and rain-swept dawn, the branches of the tree in your kai cloak have kept you warm and dry during the night. Looking along the coast road, in the distance you can see a wagon heading towards you. Do you wish to get down from the tree and flag it down, or jump onto it as it passes beneath your branch? Okay. I'm a little confused about, I mean, I guess if our paranoia is at a certain level, we would automatically jump onto it as it passes beneath our branch, because, like, we're just, you know, we don't want to take any chances, I guess, but, man, that would be no joke. I'm the opposition now. Challenge accepted. You just want to do it because you think it'll look cool, Chaotix. You just think cool because you're going to be like, I'm going to jump onto that wagon and going to be like, check out my Mission Impossible parkour self right here. Chad is thinking about the nice, courteous, like, you know, neighborly thing to do. And you're all about like, check out my coolness. Well, maybe courtesy's also cool, huh? You ever think about that? Cool courtesy? Maybe? Alright, last call on this. Okay. Jason Bourne always asks nicely. True that. True that. That's a Gray Shade special. It's always about courtesy. Okay. So we're going to get down from the tree and we'll flag it down. It is a large passenger wagon similar to those used by highway travelers of Sommerland. The driver pulls the horses to a halt and stares at you from under the wide brim of his hat. You ask where he's bound for. We're bound for Ragadorn. Due there by noon today. A seat will cost you 3 gold crowns, but you can ride on the roof for only 1. So, do you wish to ride inside or ride on the roof? Can't I jump courteously? As you're falling. Sorry! I regret nothing! Alright, so do we pay 1 gold and ride on the roof, or ride inside and pay 3 crowns? We have, by the way, at the moment, 35 gold. So, we're probably doing okay on the gold side of things. We have 35 gold. Where is it? There we go. Got a very empty backpack. 35 gold and 2 meals. And that's it. And we got some special items as well. Terry likes YOLO when our cartoonist friend from Oklahoma tells her to. The other option is not available. It's grayed out, Darwinder. That is, if you can't pay the fare, you let the coach begin your journey on foot, but it doesn't give us that option because it's grayed out. So... I assume because they figure if you have money, you would automatically want to do that, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's. I would have thought so too, but there is not apparently. It's either do it or don't do it, I guess. We're tied between people who want to ride inside the wagon or ride on the roof. Is this like the old question of like blankets on at night or blankets off? Like whether you want to sleep under the blankets or you want to sleep on top of the blankets? On the sheet, over the sheet? I vote what Stump votes. Well, Stump has voted for ride on the roof, Tobik. Oh, I see. Yeah, so you are officially following your sub gifter, is that the idea? In the sheet. Dancing in the sheets. What's up, Kronos Chris? Yes, the Thunderclap campaign, which has been doing really, really well. We are at our 100 goal already, which is awesome. Now what we're trying to do is get above it. We want to get above that 100 for two reasons. Number one, the more people we have, the better it will be in terms of the overall effect. Right now we have social reach of 111,263 people. But beyond that, it gives us some buffer so that in case something happens where someone tries to opt out or something like that and we drop below that number, it would be nice to have a buffer to get us above that 100 number. So that's why we're still talking about that Thunderclap. So if you haven't signed up for it, would be much, much appreciated. A lot of cool stuff we can do. We can chat to Pete, nice people inside. Yes, we need someone to break this tie. Let us break this tie, people. We need someone to break this tie. I think we're going to last call this. And we need someone to break this tie. I shall break you all. What's up, Demon Werewolf? Ride the roof with a name like Demon Werewolf. I would assume so. All right, we'll get that vote in, Demon Werewolf. You can go wagon surfing. True. That's true. That's true. You can do that. So just do that. Do a $ vote space and then number two if you want to ride the roof there, Demon. Streep did it also. Streep also wanted to ride on the roof. All right. All right, wait for it, and poll closed. All right, ride on the roof. You wrap yourself in your Kai cloak and raise the hood. The driver shouts and whips the horses, and soon you are on your way along the tree-lined coast road to Ragadorn. During the journey, oh yeah, the way you would do it is, Demon, next time, just so you know, it goes $ vote space and then the number. So the choice number 1 would have been to ride inside the wagon. Choice number 2 was ride on the roof. You can actually see the polls up there on your screen. So just next time, that's how you do it. But you at your side ended up winning anyway, so. Okay, during the journey, you talk to the driver and learn some useful things about the seaport of Ragadorn. Ever since Killeen the Overlord died 3 years ago, Ragadorn has been ruled, or misruled according to the driver, by his son Lachlan. It seems that he and his men are nothing more than pirates. They tax the people heavily and murder all who oppose them. You are hungry, and during the coach ride you must eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. But we have the powerful hunting discipline to make that happen. Alright. At last in the distance you can just make out the city wall of Ragadorn. A bell is tolling. It rings 12 times. Eventually the coach passes through the west gate of the wall and pulls to a halt. If you want to get to Durinor, you can catch a coach from the stable at the east gate. Best hurry, mind. It leaves at 1 o'clock, the driver tells you. You thank the driver for the advice and jump to the cobblestones below. For the first time, you suddenly notice the awful stench of this dirty seaport. A rusty sign nailed to a rot-infested house says, "Welcome to Ragadorn." So we're trying to get to the coach from the stable at the east gate, and we have about an hour to do it. So do we wish to go north along Westgate Lane, south along East Bank Walk, or east into Axe Lane? So where should we go? All right. What's it going to be? North alongside Westgate Lane, south alongside East Bank Walk, or east into Axe Lane? Yeah, I was wondering about that south alongside East Bank Walk. I'm gonna, like, you go south and then east or something. Okay, see you in a bit, Stump. There you go. Now you got it, demon. This is the What Road Do I Take music. Boom, boom. All right, let's last call this. Well, I would assume as much, demon. Now, let me ask you: Are you a werewolf that is also possessed by a demon? Are you a demonic werewolf, as in like you're a werewolf, but man, you act so crazy you're like a demon? Like what nature of demon werewolf are you? Like, why aren't you just a were-demon or a demon wolf? I just want to be clear. I understand my taxonomy of where everything is. All right, east into Axe Lane. Let's do it. And actually, now that we're in this place, let's save it. Okay. The rubbish-strewn cobbled street runs between rows of ramshackle, rot-infested houses and shops. The few inhabitants of Ragadoran that you see appear a cheerless lot, their faces haggard and drawn. They shuffle through the gloom, hunched against the pouring rain, their eyes fixed on the cobblestones at their feet. You'd find more cheer in a graveyard. Then you reach a junction where Axe Lane bends towards the north and another street heads off towards the east. Do you wish to continue north and enter Black Knight Street, or do you wish to head east and enter Sage Street? Yeah, exactly. You do actually have a Satan kitty. That's cool. Okay. So, do you wish to... Okay, so you're a werewolf that's so crazy you consider... I got it. Got it. Or to act so crazy in combat. Got it. I dig it. So, are we going to continue north and enter Black Knight Street, or are we going to enter east, head east and enter Sage Street? I'm getting too... I'm gonna... My sweater is too hot. Give me a second. Too hot. Okay. I will check that. Let me see. Yeah, your vote is not in there. You're right. Try that. Because you got to go $vote space 1, demon. That's why. You go $vote space and then the number. So $vote space and then the number you want. You just forgot the space. That's all. There you go. Now you're in there. Man, we got some close stuff going on here. All right, I'm going to last call this. We will need someone to break this tie. Yeah. Right, caffeinated blood, I assume. None of that decaf business, right? Man, it's going to get up to 64 degrees. You know, there was a snowstorm here on Saturday night, and it was... A lot of it was melting on Sunday. Even more Monday. There's like practically none left today, and it's going to be gone by the end of the day. It's going to hit 64 today. Good grief. Alright, you guys are going to go hang out with the Black Knights, huh? It's 29 and snow freezing. Oh, okay. Fair enough, demon. It's 29 and snow freezing rain, yeah. I mean, it's been kind of an odd winter. That really has not been very much in the ways of snow. There's been a couple of snowstorms, but nothing big, really. So... All right, here we go. Last call, people. Last call. Last call. And closed. Did you miss any other death traps since the second fire? No, we lost a bunch of stuff. You just bought a new snowboard you can't use. Oh, that sucks, Shatter. Yeah, right? It's crazy, man. I'm glad that I managed to get in some tubing with my daughter, because some snow tubing earlier on, because geez. Yes, it is the Phantasy Star 4 soundtrack. It's almost over too, by the way. Okay, North, here we go. You notice a sign hanging outside a small shop. Class Bar, Astronomer and Sage. Do you wish to enter this shop and ask how you can reach Duranor, or ignore this shop and continue? Good lord. Really? Really, Class Score? Yeah, it's been weird, man. Like, it's been a very strange winter. Like I say, we've had a couple of these storms, but really nothing like... 2 years ago, we had a very bad, like, very snowy winter. Last year, we had practically nothing, snow-wise. And this year has been kind of... It's been a little more snow than last year, but definitely not a ton. So... Rocks out. And by the way, thank you for all those who are here, who are new. My name is Arvin Eleron. I play lots of different games, but I tend to focus on story and narrative-based games, do a lot of role-playing on this channel, and we'll be doing more of it. We're going to be doing this Lone Wolf gamebook for another little less than an hour or so. Then I'm going to close up shop and get ready for my show over at GOG, which today is going to be the GOG game Super Deadly Dungeon. So if you've ever wanted to see what it's like when... D&D gets really, really unfair and deadly, this is the place to do it. There'll be 4 players. The person who lasts the longest will win. So not something I normally do, but it should be a fun time. And then I'll be taking a break, and then later on this channel tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will have some Masters of the Dungeon for you as we have our Dungeon Master talk show roundtable where we talk about dungeon mastering and DMing and stuff like that. That'll happen this evening. And then I'll be back at you guys on Friday for the Esper Genesis campaign at 8 p.m. Thunderclap is at 7:30 p.m. and we do need some more people to sign up for that. We're at our 100 goal, but we need to have a few more people sign up. Yes, we have one more so far. Yay, 101 out of 100. That's awesome. A couple more people like that would really be helpful. First of all, it just builds the overall reach, but also it would really help us because we need a buffer just in case anyone wanted to opt out or anything like that. But so far, so good. I want to keep that going. So thank you to whoever gave us a little bit of a buffer. That's happening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and then the Esper Genesis event, which again is a sponsored campaign from Alligator Alley Entertainment. That's the company that actually does the Thunderclaps, that does the actual game Esper Genesis. They will be sponsoring it, and the lead developer, Rich Lescouflair, will be with us Friday the 23rd, joining players Cat Rambo, Zach Clay, Johnny Pittman, also known as Video Store Cowboy, and Louise Moore, and they will all be with us on Friday at 8 p.m., doing up character creation, answering some questions, and then just beginning Fall of Eos Keldor, which is the first campaign that we'll be doing, so it'll be good stuff. Very new to D&D? Oh, I mean, you're certainly welcome. I will tell you, I'm not crazy about... I'm going to last call this because I think everyone wants to enter the shop. I'm not wild about Chaotic Evil campaigns. I've seen a couple of them. I've never been in one, but I've seen a couple of them, and they always collapse. In fact, most DMs will tell you the same thing, that if you're going to play Chaotic Evil properly, eventually you're just... principle of the whole, like, why you play Chaotic Evil is just going to eventually collapse. And basically the only ones that I don't usually take evil characters, and I especially do not take Chaotic Evil, and I also don't take Chaotic Neutral, because Chaotic Neutral is basically the most misplayed alignment in Dungeons & Dragons history, and continues to be the, woo, I'm abstract random, do whatever I want. The D&D is not a party game, it's all about me. So I'm not wild about Chaotic Neutral characters or Chaotic Evil characters, but I'm certainly interested in hearing ideas that other people try, so I think that's fine. It's got to be tried, it's got to be agreed upon, but I feel like a lot of people agree on an evil campaign and don't actually mean it. Lawful Evil I could see. I could see where Lawful Evil is workable, but Chaotic Evil is tough, man. It's tough to maintain a campaign, again, or you can just ignore it. Like, you can pretend not to play that way, but then why have the alignment, you know, so... Sort of. Chaotic Evil is just basically like it's complete selfishness and savagery, right? It's basically do whatever you can with others. Is this Secret of Mana? Oh no, it's Chrono Trigger. What am I talking about? That's fine. We can do some Chrono Trigger. So, all right. So we're going to close this poll. Going to enter that shop. Whoops. Exactly, Aranth. Right. Like, and a good example of this that I always like to give, and then I'm going to move on in a second, but just to answer this question. So, Doc Doom, right? Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is lawful evil. Unquestionably. He has a code of honor. He does not just randomly, savagely kill everything that moves. He honestly believes that he is the person who can unite Earth under his banner. And so a lawful evil group of characters that believe in the importance of order above all things. Now, technically, lawful neutral is that type of person who just believes that order is the most important thing. But I could imagine a lawful evil character being like, I want the most power. I want to do what I want. You can't have any freedoms. But they're not savagely cruel. And chaotic evil characters are definitionally savagely cruel, which is difficult. So, yeah. The shop appears to be empty. You wait and look at the merchandise for nearly 5 minutes, but still no one appears. You're about to leave when you notice a map hanging inside the door. It is a plan of the port of Raggadorn. The Raggadorn stables and coach station is clearly marked near the east gate of the city. This is where a land transport can be found to take you to Port Bax. You memorize the map route to the east gate and leave the shop. You run back to Axe Lane and turn east into Sage Street. At the end of this winding lane, you arrive at the Raggadorn Bridge, the only connection between the east and west sides of the city. You push your way across the crowded bridge and run along the cobblestones of East Train Lane. Yes, although Magneto doesn't have as much of a code of honor as Dr. Doom does, but I think you're in this ballpark, yeah. Chaotic good, I'll give you a classic example of chaotic good, Han Solo. Han Solo is chaotic good, straight up. He wants to fight for himself, but he actually has a heart. He does things where he really does care, not just about his friends, but about the larger purpose of his friends. I would say that Finn in the new Star Wars movies starts out as probably chaotic, probably starts out as just neutral. He loves his friends, but he doesn't see things beyond that. By the time we get to the end of The Last Jedi, he's really moved more into maybe even neutral good, as he's kind of shifting over time. So, but chaotic good, classic example is always Han Solo. That's the type of character that he is. You are standing opposite a large building with a sign on the wall, Raggadorn Stables and Coach Station. A green-clad coachman is sitting next to a notice board that reads, Port Bax, journey time 7 days. Do you wish to approach the coachman, asked to buy a ticket for the journey to Port Bax? That's the only one that's not grayed out, so yes. The fare to Port Bax is 20 gold crowns, says the coachman in a gruff Raggadornian accent. And we do have 20 gold crowns, so that's good. We pocket the ticket. Mark this as a special item on your action chart. And the man takes you to a coach that is waiting near the east gate of the seaport. It is empty, and you take a seat near one of its circular windows. Still don't have any items, though, except for 2 pieces of meal. It's empty, and you take a seat near one of its circular windows. You're relieved to find that the seat is quite comfortable, for the journey to Port Bax will take 7 days. All right, let's save that, so we got through that city. Yes, maybe. But I think, Chloe, that he's still willing to... I wouldn't put him in that category yet. He's still in transition, it seems to me. In fact, most of the resistance, frankly, are all pretty much not lawful because they kind of do whatever it takes. Like, First Order is straight up lawful. Lawful evil with Kylo is chaotic. Definitely chaotic. All right. It is... Right. Stowing your equipment beneath the seat, you settle back in comfort and doze off. When you awake, there are 5 other passengers, and the journey to Durinor has already begun. All right, let's pick a number. 1. After nearly an hour, the coach stops at the shrine of Calanane. It is said that this shrine is built above the grain of King Alan, the first ruler of Durinor, and all around the shrine grow clumps of lompspur. So... Okay. Yes, the Joker. The Joker is chaotic evil. And the code that they follow, it's not about following a code, it's how often the code shifts. The Joker technically has a code which changes every 3 seconds, right? So that's a good example of it. The reason that Batman is technically chaotic good is because Batman does a lot of crappy stuff and does a lot of selfish stuff, but at the last second he sort of pulls away from that moment, pulls away from the horror, whereas the Joker doesn't do that. Joker is a classic example of straight up chaotic evil. See, that's the thing. Chaotic evil tend to be sort of psychopaths. They tend to be, now they're not always crazy, but they just tend to be sort of like random elements, like people that you're like, I guess this, you know, and that's that can be obviously problematic. Able to see the pitch you sent. Did you send it? Did you see? Did you send it to me as like a whisper, or did you send it to me like in the chat? What you might need to do, Demon, is I think it probably got cut off. If you do too large of a message, then Twitch chat just doesn't send it at all. So you need to split it into parts. So just send it in like, you know, 3s or halves or something. Yeah, that's why. Just split it into halves. That's all. Yeah, neutral good maybe. I wouldn't say lawful good Classic Horror because there's too many times when he tries to break his own, try to break rules and restrictions. Like Superman, there's this funny, there's this comic between Batman and Superman years and years and years ago, I don't know, 25 years plus, where they're like chasing this ship that is outside of international waters, or that is in international waters, it's outside of the national borders, and so they're chasing it, and Superman's like, oh, we can't do anything because he's in national waters, and Batman's like, what? We have to get it, and Superman's like, but that's against the law, and Batman says, I don't care about the law, I care about justice. And that's Batman in a nutshell. Player gets to play the evil of Warlock, Wizard, beaten, imprisoned, artifacts still with their immortality. During fights, maintain fear of the fights, should be still trying to get them out. It is like the party was always been. Well, no, I mean, I don't think it's a dumb. To be honest with you, Shatter, I know very little about Grand Theft Auto. You might be right. I don't know. I think I vaguely know that character from hearing about him, but I don't know enough details. So I believe you. Okay, last call on this herb thing, guys. They're a warlord. The only problem I have with that, Demon, is that I don't know that works as a D&D campaign, and the reason is because D&D is fundamentally a cooperative game. Whoa, that cheer, though. Thank you for the cheer, Demon. Thank you very much. Also, thank you for helping me test my cheer notifier. So that's pretty awesome. Thanks, Demon. The thing about it is that D&D is fundamentally, and we'll talk more about this actually tonight on my Masters of the Dungeon show, but D&D is fundamentally it's a cooperative exercise. So it's the party working together. In fact, it usually even is the party working somewhat with the Dungeon Master in the sense that the Dungeon Master is not supposed to be going out of his or her way to kill them at every cost. There is a game like that called Descent, where the Dungeon Master essentially plays the Overlord, and there the job of the Overlord is to kill the players. Like, they just is like, that's what they do. It's one of the reasons that I don't like D&D, is that I don't like Descent as much, because it creates this adversarial relationship, which I personally don't enjoy. But the thing about D&D is that normally what Dungeon Masters are doing is they're refereeing, they're trying to play it straight down the middle. If a character dies, they die, but you're not trying to make them die. and the players are working collectively. If you don't have that and you have one player and a bunch of other players that are working against them, it creates this very odd dynamic, which I think is very unlikely to work for a long period of time. It could probably work as like a one-shot adventure maybe, or it could work in other contexts, but in D&D, it doesn't really work as a sustainable campaign in my experience. Now again, there are always going to be differing motivations, and in my campaign, I have had players, like characters, opposed to each other. If you went back and looked at my VODs for D&D, the Infinity and Beyond campaign, if anyone remembers, there was a throwdown moment between Ryuvi and Cade, that's Rob's character, and John Helfer's character, where they basically were like Rob was so, like, Ryuvi was so ticked off that he pushed Cade against a tree, and Cade was like, you ever do that again, I'll slit your throat. Like, they were really pissed at each other in game. And that was a brilliant example of they had to work things out. They actually became, as characters, closer to each other throughout the course of the campaign. But that's because they were both fundamentally good characters that just had a very different view of how they ought to go about being good in this particular instance. That's perfectly healthy. That is going to happen. But I'm not saying to make everybody like paladins. But the idea of having characters that are opposed to each other in that way, that's uncomfortable. So, what's up, Stump? Nope, we have not expired. Exactly, Batman also breaks the law. That's the whole point of that thing with the cell phones and everything, Chloe, right? Yes, exactly, Classic Or, exactly. That is possible, yes. Well, there's Paranoia. Are you talking about Paranoia? But that game is designed to do that. I mean, like, that's the whole Paranoia, that's the whole thing. Okay, so we're picking the herb. And also, I forgot that I was supposed to do that, right. Okay. Lompspur is a delicious herb, much sought after in the Last Lands for its healing properties. You have picked enough for one meal. Eating this meal will restore 3 endurance points to your total. So that gives us +3 endurance, which we'll consider. So remember that that'll actually give us endurance points down the line. That actually will actively add to our endurance down the line. You wrap the herb up and return to the coach with the other passengers. During the course of the afternoon's journey, let me save this here, you chat with your fellow travelers and learn about their backgrounds. Check this out. Sitting opposite are 2 brothers named Ganon and Dorier. What? Ganon? Guys, we found Ganon. Odo and DS9? Lawful neutral with inclinations towards good. Lawful neutral with inclinations towards good. Oh, Quark? Oh, that's different. Quark? Neutral evil. Probably. Neutral evil. Okay. So, here we go. We found Ganon, guys. We found Ganon. We can take out a lot of Zelda games right now. So, sitting opposite are 2 brothers named Ganon, that's this dude, and Dorier, that's this dude. They are knights in the Order of the White Mountain, warrior lords of Duranor who have pledged allegiance to protect the country from raids by the bandits of the Wildlands. They own a castle and land near Port Bax. Next to them sits Halvork the merchant. His nose is swollen, and his face is badly bruised thanks to Lachlan, the overlord of Ragadorn. A little misunderstanding about port taxes lost him his cargo and most of his gold. Seated by the far door is a priest called Parsian. Like you, he is a Somlending who has journeyed across the Wildlands by coach on his way to Port Bax. Beside you sits a young woman called Viveka. She is a mercenary adventuress who earns her gold by fighting for it and sells her services to the highest bidder. She's returning to Port Bax having collected payment for a successful adventure in Ragadorn. Not wishing to reveal your true identity, you have pretended to be a simple peasant. The travelers seem unaware of the war that now rages in Sommerland. Need a fully charged Master Sword. There you go. What's up, Dragon? Oh, yeah, that's fair, Demon. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so there we go. That's what we got, guys. We've got Ganon. So these 2 are supposedly combat lords, I think. Yeah, Order of the White Mountain. Then we got this guy who's a merchant. Thank you for the host, Red Lear. Thank you, Red Lear, very much. So kind, Red Lear always is. You guys should be hosting Red Lear. You should be going to. I host Red Lear sometimes. You guys should be hanging out with Red Lear. He's a really good dude. Plays a lot of Star Citizen is his big thing. Plays a little bit of Divinity Original Sin 2 as well. But you should definitely be checking out Red Lear. He is a good guy. All right, so they own a castle. Right, so we got Ganon and Dorier, knights in the Order of the White Mountain. We've got Halvork the merchant, who's beaten up by Lackland, the overlord of Ragaddorn. We've got this priest called Parsian, who's a Somlending, journeying across the wildlands. And Viveka, who's a mercenary. Okay? At dusk, the coach stops at an inn on the coast road to Port Bax. The cost of a room for the night is 1 gold crown for coach passengers and 3 gold crowns for anyone else. As you're about to enter, the coach driver demands to see your ticket. Well, we have a ticket. The driver nods and hands back the ticket. The inn is warm but poorly furnished. You must eat a meal here, which will count you 1 gold crown unless you have a meal in your backpack. The Kai discipline of hunting cannot be used on your journey through the wildlands, as it is a barren wasteland inhabited only by creatures called Zals, a weak and cowardly breed of kayak. Hurry up, we have to go with what? Dragon. Alright. Restriction on the hunting in the wildlands appears only the ability to fulfill instructions to eat a meal automatically. You may still use hunting when prompted to do so, but until given further notice, you must obey instructions to eat meals as if you did not have hunting. This includes the instruction in this same section. You must lose 3 endurance points right now if you neither pay for the meal nor consume one from your backpack. Now the thing is, I think we're out. Is that what it was saying? No, we still have gold. So we have to eat a meal. So, this is what we can do, guys. We can either pay a gold crown. We can either... I'm not going to give us the option of not eating. Or we can eat a meal of Lanerma fruit. We don't need this one because it's +3 and we're at full health. So, basically, do we want to eat a meal of our Lanerma fruit? We have 2 of those. Or do we want to pay a gold crown? So, should we pay a gold crown for the meal? Or should we eat a meal that we already have? And my thought on this would be, if you pay a gold crown, we save a meal... And maybe that'll be good if we go into this place where we don't actually have any meals and we can't hunt. But I'll leave it up to you guys. We also may want to save gold, so I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Demon. So, and it's only 1 gold. So, do we spend the money? I'm not going to put this up for vote. I'm just going to ask. Do we pay a gold for a meal or do we eat a meal from our backpack? Let me just see a general sense in chat. I'm not going to put a vote up for this. I'm just going to have you guys tell me in chat. So we have spend 2 gold from Darrowwinder. What else? Stump says buy a meal, pay gold. So we got pay. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think we ought to be doing that also. Because I feel like I don't know what's going to happen when we get into the wildlands or whatever, so... Don't eat. Chloe. Gotta eat the split pea. Alright, let's do it. Alright. And we can afford the 1 gold crown for the room. You sleep deeply without being disturbed before rising at dawn, gathering your equipment and joining the others as they board the coach. Okay, let's save that. For 2 days and nights, the coach follows the trade route across the flat, treeless wildlands. It stops only to allow the driver to sleep. But on the morning of the 9th day of your quest, there is an unfortunate accident. Uh-oh. Alright. You are traveling along a narrow section of coast road which follows a dizzy course beneath high overhanging cliffs. A rockfall has blocked the road ahead, and you must stop to clear it. You are helping the driver to lever a large rock from the path of the carriage when you hear the sound of falling rocks. A boulder crashes down from the overhanging cliff, killing the driver before you can make any attempt to save him. What? Oh no. He was standing less than 6 feet away from you at the time of his death. We do have the Kai discipline of 6th sense. You sense that someone is on the cliff above and that you were the intended victim of their attack. What? Somebody is trying to kill us. Why is everyone always trying to kill us? Listen, when I signed up to be a Kai Lord, I did not think it was going to involve everyone trying to kill me, okay? Ah, not quite, Classicor, not quite. You know? Slowly, one by one, the other travelers appear and stare in shock at the dead coachman. We must bury him, says the priest. You silently nod your agreement and prepare a grave in which to lay the corpse. Exactly, Stump. Jealous of our good looks and easy manner. As you all walk back to the coach, you decide what should be done. I know the road to Port Bax. I had better drive the coach. Oh, sorry, that's the merchant. I know the road to Port Bax. I had better drive the coach, volunteers Halvork. I do hope we're not blamed for his death, says the priest nervously. It was an act of the gods, says Dorier. I shall testify to that, says Ganon. Lies are never spoken by knights of the White Mountain. It is true that in Durinar a true knight will speak only the truth, whether for his own good or ill. His words seem to reassure the priest, and you are all soon once more on the road heading towards the eastern horizon. It is late in the afternoon when you arrive at a coach station in a small coastal village known as Gorn Cove, which is mainly populated by outcasts, thieves, and Zalls. The death of the coachman is met by the villagers with great suspicion, but Dorier's words convince them that it was accidental. There is only one inn at the village, a tavern known as the Forlorn Hope. That's great. Its state of disrepair is typical of all the other hovels in this poor sea village. A room for the night cost 1 gold crown. Yeah. Yeah, that happened with Shatter, that's right, and me before. Okay, we can pay for the room. It doesn't give us an option for the other ones. When I click on a choice, by the way, and don't throw it open for chat, it's because the other one is grayed out, so we only have one selection. That's why. The innkeeper is a thin old man with only one eye. He hands you a key and points to a balcony opposite. Number 2, the red door, he says. The other travelers each pay their 1 crown, collect a key, and make their way across the crowded tavern floor towards the stairs. We must make plans for tomorrow, says Dorier. The others all nod in agreement. I suggest we meet here in the bar in 1 hour to decide what to do. As you close the red door of your room, for some unknown reason you recall the words of Captain Kelman when you left Holmgar Harbor. There is evil treachery at work when the enemy already has plans afoot to thwart your quest. An hour is nearly past when your thoughts are disturbed by a knock at the door. It is the innkeeper, and he is carrying a tray of hot food. With the compliments of one of your friends, he says, and leaves before you can ask which one. The food smells most appetizing. You have not eaten today, and now you must eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. So here are our choices, guys. We can eat nothing, which is not a good idea, or we can eat a meal of Larnurma food from your backpack. Actually, wait a second. I want to make sure I'm clear. Okay. Okay, well, I'm not going to give us a choice to eat nothing, so this is one where there isn't much choice, so we're just going to eat the meal of Larnurma fruit. Now, we do have the Kai discipline of hunting. The food smells delicious, but you notice there are 2 or 3 drops of clear liquid on the side of the plate and another on the tray. At first you suspect that it is only water until you touch the fluid and notice that it is sticky. You recognize it as sap from the Nadern tree, a deadly poison used by assassins because of its lack of flavor or scent. The shock of your discovery soon turns to anger and you race out of the room, intent on discovering the identity of your enemy. This whole book, everyone's trying to kill us! What the flip? Man. By the time you reach the bar, the others are all seated at a large table awaiting your appearance. Drawing closer to the table, you realize you have found your would-be assassin. You will have to attack without giving any warning to your enemy, so study your fellow travelers carefully and then make your decision. So this is interesting, guys. So we have to choose one of them. So I'm going to put up a poll first, and then I'm going to put up the illustration for you guys to look. Because we have the Knight of the White Mountain, we have the Merchant, we have the Adventuress, the Priest, and the other Knight of the White Mountain. So Dorier, Ganon, Parsian, Halvork, or Vivika. So... oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I'll put up that thing in just a minute. Alright, Merchant Mercenary. Or... okay, so I'm going to open this poll. Now, take a look at this picture, guys. Take a look at the picture very carefully, and you'll figure it out. So this is from left to right. It's Viveka. This is Ganon, Dorier, Halvork, and Parsian the Priest. Take a look at that drawing, and you'll figure out who it should be. And tell us why. You guys see it? That's I think that's Ganon. Oh no, that's a Dorer, I think. It's either Ganon or Dorer. It's one of the White Knights, Chloe. Yeah, because of the tattoo. Exactly right, Chaotix. Do you guys see that? He's got a serpent tattoo. Remember? He's got a serpent tattoo, that bastard. Scumbag priest. If only we had a weapon, I know. Well, it's time to mind blast this bastard. Kaplow! Right? Alright, last call. This vote demon is to attack the person that we think poisoned us. Look at the wrist, Chloe. Look at the character on the far right in the robe. He's got his hand out holding the mug. Yeah, I have it posted. Yeah, the fifth guy on the right is number 4. The fifth guy, I think the fifth guy in the vote is actually standing, I believe. He's one of the White Knights. Or the White Mountain Knights, whatever. That bastard. That's interesting. I wonder, you know, that's interesting because I think we only found out about that serpent tattoo from that one guy that tried to kill us back at the tavern. Those 3 guys. I wonder what would have happened if we had escaped the combat, for example, and we had tried to fight and we had never done that. We would never have known about that serpent tattoo. Oh, you can barely see that? Yeah. All right. Time to attack the knight of the priest. The priest does not seem to be surprised by your attack, and he draws a black sword from beneath his robes. Oh, is that typical for you, Father? All right, he's got a combat skill of 16. That's not good. All right, well, 14 against 16. Oh, we lose 4 for being unarmed, but 2 because of the shield. Urgh. Oh my god, we got to get lucky, guys. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, that's bad. That is really bad. All right, good night. Sleep well, demon. Hope you feel better. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to follow. Check us out again. Oh man, this is bad. This is very, very bad. Oh man. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 6 isn't great. We might barely survive this. Still unarmed, yeah. We haven't gotten any weapons. Alright. We need a 10, we need a 10, we need a 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, not a 2! Pete's under your pineapple, nice. Ah. That is terrible. Very bad. Come on, man. 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Are you joking me with the ones? This is horrific. Come on, man. Give us a break. Ugh. 10. Yeah, we saved. God damn it. See ya. Ugh. See, but that... Oh, man, I should have saved... No, I don't want to do this. No, 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 no. I should have done this after that. God damn it. I should have saved after this. Nope. I need 0 to 4, please. 0 to 4. Man. Alright, good. Alright, 6 cents. 168. Pay for the room. Eat. Meal of lumber fruit. Alright. Let's save here. Alright, now here we go. Let's do it up. It's 7, there we go. Man, that was a rough fight, man. That -4 for being unarmed sucks. It is really bad. 10, 10, 10. What is with this 4 nonsense? 10! Harvany Raisin. 10. Okay, I'll take 9. I'll take 9. 9 is doable. I'll take 9. 9 damage to 0 for us. I'll take that. Alright. These 2s are bad. Right. We need another couple of, like, 10s. 9s, 10s, 9s, 10s. This isn't the hardest fight we've ever had. 6. That's not great, but... I'm not dropping any frames on my end, Shatter. I don't know, man. Alright. Almost. I like how nobody else is helping. 8. Alright, I think that's got it. Pretty sure we're gonna clear that. Okay, that could have been worse. That's alright, bastard. Searching the body, you discover all you need to prove that he was the assassin. Inside his pockets, you find a half-empty vial of Nadern sap, the deadly poison that was used to taint your food. Then there is a scroll written in Gaiac giving details of your expected arrival in Port Bax. He must have located you at Ragadorn, yeah, I am going to save, and hatched his murder plans there. You notice that the weapon he carries is a Dark Lord blade fashioned of black steel and forged in the furnaces of Helgadad, the infernal city of the Dark Lords beyond the Derncrag range. Only there in all vast Magnamund can black steel be made. But the final proof of his true identity is the serpent tattoo on his left wrist. The harbor thugs who attempted to kill you before you had even left Homeguard bore exactly the same mark. His purse contains 23 gold crowns. Nice! We got us some money, people. There's your loot. Who was asking me for loot before? Alright. The other travelers stare with horror and disbelief at what you have done. Before you can explain yourself, there's a loud crash as the front door is thrown open. In rush 6 armored soldiers led by the innkeeper. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're the town guard, the one-eyed innkeepers screaming at them to arrest you. Hang on a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. So you knock this guy to the ground, and the first thing you do before explaining why you just attacked this guy is you're like, hold up. And then you reach down and you're looking in for his pouch of gold? Like, look, I understand the importance of loot, okay? I get it. What the hell, man? I mean... Alright, so what should we do, guys? Do we wish to fight the town guards or escape by the rear door? Has a lot of guards. And we do not have a lot of health. Oh, and by the way, we have this meal of Lompspur, which is +3 endurance points. We can eat this at any time. Should we be eating this thing now? Should we be chowing down while we're running? Should we, or do we want to save it? Because we could save it and use it as a meal, and then it would also restore endurance points. But we're down to 11, so that's why I was asking if we should eat it or not. Apparently not, Irenth. Well, you know, listen, would you mess with the blade of the enemy? I'm sure that's why they're thinking about it that way. Don't mess with the weapon of the enemy. Nice try, Chaotix. All right, last call, last call. Right, and no weapon. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're right, though. We should try to at least pick up the Black Blade so we can have a goddamn weapon. Remember, I'm today's opposition, yes. You are in the opposition party, as they say. Alright, we're going to close the poll. Looks like everyone wants to escape, which I think is wise. Although night has fallen, a full moon casts a bright light upon the village. Behind the tavern, you see a small wheelwright's shop with 2 horses hitched to a hay cart. We do have the Kai Discipline of Camouflage. Using your Kai Discipline of Camouflage, you can hide undetected in the hay cart until it is safe to come out. So we can use our Camouflage Discipline to hide in the hay cart. So... So we will be able to hide safely in the hay cart. So are we going to do that? Are we going to take a horse and leave the village, or are we going to enter the wheelwright's shop? What are we going to do? And again, the key is here, remember, we're trying to avoid detection by the guards. So don't immediately everyone go to, we need to go loot. Okay? I just got the congratulations from the Thunderclap people saying, congratulations, the Esper Genesis Thunderclap is fully supported and will launch at 7:30 p.m. on Friday. Hell yeah. We still don't have a weapon. Yeah, I know what you're saying. We still don't have a weapon. But we're not going to find a weapon in a wheelwright shop, are we? I mean, I don't know. To me, the fact that we have camouflage, I'm always of the mind that generally, if you have a skill that you can use, it's a good idea to try to use it. But it is true that we still don't have a weapon, and that -4 unarmed is a problem. Basically, we've got -4 unarmed, +4 for the shield and Mind Blast. So that's what's given us this 12. If we get a weapon, just any weapon, doesn't matter what the weapon is, then we'll immediately jump up to 16 again. So... Quick programming note, by the way, we have about 15 minutes. I'm going to be wrapping up about 10 minutes after 3 and getting ready for at 4 o'clock, Deadliest Dungeon, Dungeons & Dragons Deadly Dungeons, a very famous adventure, actually, which we're going to have 4 intrepid players trying to survive. The one who survives the longest will actually get the points. That'll be over at GOG. Next week, by the way, on GOG, on Pen and Pixels, will be D&D with Storm King's Thunder, so D&D with GOG, and then after that, we'll go back to Divinity Original Sin 2 over there. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to last call it. So you think maybe we'll get, like, Maybe our weapon is going to be a wagon wheel. It's going to be like Captain America's shield. Like you just take it and... Oh, my pleasure. Oh, okay. See you, Aranth. Enjoy the conference call. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on one of the RPG streams or whatever, another one of these. We'll be back to this again next month as well. Thanks, Aranth. Yes, be well, Aranth. See you, man. Alright, we're going to close the poll. We're going to enter the wheelwright's shop. You slam the door shut and draw the bolt. The shop is dark, but you can still make out a staircase to your right, a trap door in the center of the floor, and another door in the opposite wall. Suddenly there is a crash as an axe splinters a panel of the door behind you. You have been spotted entering the shop, and the mob are breaking down the door. Was it the right choice? Alright, so... open the trap door... and hide in the cellar. Leave the room by the other door. Or run up the stairs. What's it going to be? What do we do, guys? Do we open the trap door and hide in the cellar? Do we leave room by the other door? Or do we run up the stairs? So there's right now, there's just the, you know... Let us in! You murdering piece of garbage! We're villagers. We always carry around torches and pitchforks. Hey, Tika. Hello, Takanjia. What's up? The one since there isn't a bed. What's up, Elias? Counting on the clock. Oh, I hear that, Takanji. Yeah, man. I hear that. For sure. I don't have to worry about meetings this week. I just have to worry about other stuff. Tomorrow and Thursday is going to be a lot of writing and grading. And then Friday will be some of that, spending time with daughter, and then Esper Genesis. Saturday will be kind of all over the place. Publishing stuff that I have to, meeting I have to do in the morning on Saturday. And then doing some stuff on stream over at GOG, and then hanging with the family, doing writing and grading again. And then, obviously, Saturday night, we've got the second Infinity Beyond stream. And then Sunday will be just basically chilling and wrapping up grading that I need to do. Although I don't actually have class next Monday either because of when our spring break is being set up. So we have class coming up next week, Wednesday and Thursday, because Wednesday's a Monday schedule, so that's going to be interesting. But you find your writing grating. Well, it's not my writing. Yeah. Oh, yes. My writing, no. I hope not. All right, so a lot of people want us to hide in the cellar. One of us wants to run up the stairs. A couple people are like, hell no, get outside. Leave the room by the other door. Graded writing on my pasta. Very nice, very nice. Alright. Trapdoor time. Covering yourself with your Kai cloak, you hide inside a large wooden barrel. But it is to no avail, for in less than a minute the trapdoor is thrown open and 4 angry villagers drop to the stone floor, torches and swords held high in their hands. As you are dragged kicking from the cellar, the screams of the crowd drown your pleas for mercy. Your life and your quest end here. Welp! So much for that idea. Fortunately for all of you, we saved pretty recently. What did you guys think they were going to do? It's a small shop. They're going to be like, well, I guess he became a mouse and disappeared. Like, of course they're going to search and find the barrel. You have the Kai discipline of barrel creation? Like, what? All right, now, do you want to hide in the hay cart where you're camouflaged? Take a horse and leave. Or enter the wheelwright's shop. What's it going to be, guys? It always worked in movies and TV shows. Yeah, but you can't you have camouflage, which is what allows you to... You can hide undetected in the hay cart. It shows you right there. You can do that if you want. You can hide if you want to. You can leave those guys, leave that mob behind. Because if you don't hide, then no hide of mine. You can hide if you want to. Good times. Vote 3A is flammable. Oh man, we're gonna last call this. Well, there might be a weapon in the shop, but there's right. You could go into the wheelwright shop and you could go up the stairs, or you could try to leave the room by the other door, maybe. But you definitely can't hide in the cellar. I think that's pretty clear. I didn't want to go with the obvious answer. Oh, nonstop. Hey, nonstop. Suddenly you feel yourself surrounded by electrical energy, and it's just zapping and zapping and zapping. And a guy is yelling at you about somebody's face. Your thoughts, nonstop. Stump, you have any thoughts about this? Your opinion there, Stump? Although Stump may have had to bail and I might have missed it. No, he's still around. Okay. Right. So, let's close that poll. Hide in the hay cart. When you are certain that the angry mob is past, you jump from the hay wain and run stealthily along the street, dodging from one shadow to the next. To your left, there is a shop with a sign above the door. Ah! This might be what you're thinking about. This might have been what you're thinking about, Kilobyte. Cunio's Weaponsmithy. There's a light in the window when the door is open. Do you wish to enter this shop or continue your escape? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be interested to see if there's actually a guy in here. And he's like, oh, let me show you my... Oh, look, I'll take a sword. Well, certainly. What sword? That sword. But perhaps you'd like to look at... No, just give anything. That'll be here. Have all my golds. And then just, like, runs out again. We like to make one customer a lifetime customer. Shut up, I gotta go! Oh, man. Alrighty, last call. It's got like one of those Walmart greeters when you walk in like, hi, how are you? Get out of my way, I need a weapon! Oh, man. Okay, I think everyone wants to enter the shop. For good reason. Except for Chaotix, who keeps trying and failing on raisins. Shut up and take my money! A large man dressed in a leather apron is busily sharpening a fine broadsword. He's seated at a grindstone that sends a shower of sparks high into the air every time he touches the blade to it. He bids you good evening and offers you the broadsword. "'Tis a fine blade, wrought of Duranese steel. It can be yours for only 12 gold crowns." Yay! Do we wish to purchase the broadsword, chat? Exactly, TNS. I don't even have to put this up for a vote, do I? I'm assuming we buy the broadsword. We have 34 gold. So I'm assuming we buy that broadsword, like, immediately and twice on Sundays, right? Right? Like, we buy it immediately? Hells yes. Haggle. It does not give you that option, unfortunately, Elias. Exactly. Can I have 2 broadswords? Yeah, unfortunately, you only get 1. All right, it looks... I have a feeling that we're going to be on favor of getting this. I'm guessing that's pretty much a yes. So we're going to purchase this. Fine broadsword. Hell yeah. Okay. Now, do we leave this shop? Okay. Do we leave this shop? Okay. Do we leave this shop by the front door? Or by the back door? Yeah. I imagine how this goes. I'm like, yes, I will happily take your broadsword. He's like, excellent doing business with you. I'm like, thanks. And then literally just run past him. He's like, what? Like, yeah, thanks. I'm going to miss my train. So, yeah, I would say yes to Kanjia, but it's not common. You'd have to have things like pretty much you'd be screwed anyway. You know, like normally, see, Fighting Fantasy game books you can get into much more likely to get into loops, especially given the book like House of Hell, for example, does this all the time. But in this game, it's a lot less prevalent, honestly, about the sort of loop that you can't escape from type of thing. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Dara Winder, but I don't actually know. I mean, I guess they could be smart and go around the back, but, you know. I could open the front door and be like, thunder, 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 Thundercats, oh! Okay. All right, we're going to be closing this down in just a minute, folks. The overall game, I mean. Okay, rear door. You enter a small alleyway behind the shop, at the end of which you can see a horse tethered to a post. Okay, I'm going to save this here because I feel like we've... Do you wish to take this animal and flee the village, or do not take the horse and leave the alleyway? Should have picked up the Sword of Power. Sword of Omens! Eyes of Head exploding. Alright, what's it gonna be? Take the horse and flee! Chaotix has finally gotten the one that he's been trying for the whole time. To take the horse and flee. Go on, take the horse and flee. It does. There's a lot of spare horses, I know. People just leave them everywhere. It's like bicycles in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's like... refuses to vote? What do you mean, Dara Windor? You object to the idea that you're being made to either steal a horse or not steal a horse? It's a very clear moral decision. Being pursued by an angry mob, you know. Now I'm opposing you. Don't opposing me. I didn't say anything. I don't care. I'm talking about you. We want the horse. Vote 2. I see how it is. All right. Oh. Well, I was just saying that's what you had been saying to this point. That was all. All right. We're going to leave the alleyway. Less than 20 yards away, a small search party is marching along the wet cobblestones. You run towards the darkened doorway of a small shop and quickly enter to avoid the mob. With your heart pounding in your chest, you pray that you have not been spotted. You slam the door shut and draw the bolt. The shop is dark. Oh no, it's the thing! You can still make out a staircase to your right, a trapdoor in the center of the floor, and another door in the opposite wall. Oh no! Suddenly there's a crash as an axe splinters a panel of the door behind you. You've been spotted entering the shop and the mob are breaking down the door. Oh man. Okay, we gotta make this quick, guys, because I gotta wrap up here. We're not gonna hide in the cellar because that's insta-death. So either we leave the room by the other door or run up the stairs. So do we leave the room by the other door or run up the stairs? Those are your two choices. I'm not going to put it up for a vote. Just tell me quick. Leave the room by the other door or run up the stairs. We're not going to do the trap door. So leave the room by the other door or run up the stairs. Which one? We talking stairs? Stairs, 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 stairs. Okay. Looks like I've got one other door and a bunch of stairs. Stairs. Okay. As you reach the landing of the next floor, you hear the door crash open and the angry mob pour through. At the top of the stairs, a short sword hangs on a hook by the fireplace. Kilobyte was right. Kilobyte was right. You may take this weapon if you wish. Looking around you, you see that there's only one way to escape from this room, and that is to jump through the window to the street below. Do you wish to jump through the window or stand and fight the mob as they run up the stairs? Let me emphasize, mob. So I'm going to do this again. No poll here. I'm just going to do this again. Jump through the window or stand and fight the mob. Jump through the window, stand and fight the mob. We're going to parkour out. This is a mob, though, Elias. The last time you had the mob, they pulled you out of the barrel. Window, window. So wait, we got fight. Fight, fight, fight. Window. Window. Just kidding, jump. Okay, fight, 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 window. It's more epic. Do a Van Halen and jump. All right, jump looks to me to have to have it. All right, I'm going to go. It looks to me like window wins. You crash to the muddy street in a shower of broken glass. You are winded by the fall, but otherwise unharmed. An angry villager armed with a cudgel tries to smash your skull. I'm going to save this here. But you roll aside, jump to your feet, and sprint away down the twisting street before he has struck his blow. Then an ugly Zal on horseback charges towards you with a raised spear. He's about to stab you when you sidestep and grab the weapon, pulling it and the Zal from the saddle. All of a sudden, it's like all weapons we can get. All right, let's keep the spear. Let's get rid of the short sword because we've already got a broadsword. All right. Now, do you wish to stab the Zal with his own spear or mount his horse and escape? This will be the last vote, guys. The last vote of the day. Stab the Zal with his own spear or mount the horse and escape? Do we want to get the hell out of Dodge now to escape the mob? Stab the Zal with your own spear or mount the horse and escape? Sidious says horse. Stab, stab. Remember escaping. Remember escaping does matter. Horse, horse, horse. Stab, stab, stab. All right, we're tied up. Horse, 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 horse. Stab, stab, stab. 4 horse, 3 stab. 4 horse, 3 stab. 4 horse, 3 stab. Going once. Going twice. Mount and escape. You almost caught Captain Lone Wolf. I like it, TNS. Despite the stabbity, Darwinder has the mount plus escape. Mount the horse and escape it is. You spur the horse along the twisting village street across a wooden bridge and up a steep path towards the crest of the cove. In the light of the moon, you catch a glimpse of a signpost pointing eastwards. Port Backs, 50 miles. Nice. You ride all night without sleep. As the dawn breaks, you are greeted by a startling change of landscape. The barren wildlands have given way to moors and waterlogged fens, and a dark shadow runs the length of the eastern horizon for as far as the eye can see. This is the Durinar Forest, the natural frontier of the mountain kingdom where it borders the untamed wildlands. It is indeed a welcome sight. You may now resume the use of hunting to fulfill the meal requirement, as you're now headed into the Durinar Forest east of the wildlands. You are no more than a day's ride from Port Backs, but you are tired after your night ride, and you must eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. Since we have the Kai discipline of hunting, you may use this skill to trap a wild moor rat or marsh bird for your breakfast. Hell yeah. After an hour's ride, you come to a fork in the road. There is no signpost. And that, folks, is a good place to stop for the night. We did it. Good stuff, guys. We did it. Good stuff. I am most pleased. We did it. So, we did it, chat. We did it, Reddit. We did it. All right. Good stuff. Okay, guys. So, I've got to get out of here, but before I do that, last reminder here, and that is this. The next game, last chance for you to get in your votes. Right now, we're very close, I think, between 2 of them. Portal 2 and Tales of Berseria. I'm good with either one, although I would like to finish Portal 1 before doing Portal 2, but I guess there's not a big narrative difference, so I guess it's no big deal either way. But now's the chance to get your vote in, because I'm going to close this up in about 2 minutes, because I got to get going. So, Portal 2 or Tales of Berseria, Portal 2, Tales of Berseria. Yeah, it didn't even die once. That was close. That was close. This book has been nuts, man. I feel like we're making good progress, but man, everyone wants to kill us, freaking poison. One time we killed ourselves because, and by we, I mean you, when you decided to jump in the room and be like, let me open this box. So, all right, Portal 2 and Tales of Berseria, 13 and 11 with Toonstruck bringing up the rear. It's pretty clearly a 2-horse race now between Portal 2 and Tales of Berseria. Portal 2, Tales of Berseria. All right, got last call, folks, last call. Oh, really? Yeah, see, I kind of was worried about that, and I'm almost done with Portal 1. That's on my list to play. Last call was just before, sorry, for the poll. Last call, no, there's no giveaway, sorry. Just for the poll. Yeah, there's no giveaway. It was just for the poll. Alright, here we go. I'm giving away my commitment to play the game, exactly right. Okay, last call, guys, if you want to get in on this vote. 13 votes for Portal 2, 12 votes for Tales of Berseria, 3 votes for Toonstruck. Going once. You want to finish Portal 1 ideally for the narrative? Well, okay, so I guess the question is, are people okay with me playing Tales of Berseria then? I don't want to just like fiat out Portal 2, but do people want me to do Tales of Berseria? What do you guys think? I don't want to screw over the people that voted for Portal 2, but I'd like to finish Portal 1. What we could say is that I could try to finish Portal 1 and then go on to Portal 2. Why don't we do that? If Portal 2 wins, I will try to finish Portal 1, if I can, and then go on to Portal 2. So I'll try to do both. But I'm going to try to do Portal 1 first to kind of finish it up. I assume people would be okay with that, right? Like, try to wrap up Portal 1 and then move on to Portal 2? Jump into 2? Okay. That's fine. Well, in that case, I officially call that poll closed. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to finish Portal 1 and then move on to Portal 2. So I will try to do that. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys, I got to rise up on out of here because in about 40 minutes, I am doing a Deadly Dungeon as part of the GOG Games over on the GOG channel. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you mark your calendar for that. It's going to be a super popular famous dungeon, so we will see. The person who survives the longest. Oh, okay, I see, Chloe. So whoever survives the longest is going to be able to make it there. But the key is going to be seeing how people play through it. So I'm looking forward to that. But I got to go and get ready for it now. So I hope you liked what you saw and heard, and if so, that you will follow the channel. Please make sure to support the YouTube with !ArvTube. Check out the Discord with !ArvCord, the Twitter with !ArvTweets. Don't forget, of course, about the Arv Shop, !ArvShop for Infinity and Beyond merchandise. We'll be expanding that shop soon. Of course, the Patreon, !ArvTreon, sitting right there, very valuable as well. The subs, thanks for a couple of the gift subs from Stump and the just general subs from people. Thank you guys so much. Please consider support that way. And again, that Thunderclap, which at last count was about 101 out of 100. So please, if we can get some more people into that Thunderclap, just as a little bit of a buffer, and just because that way we know that we're going to get that much more attention to it, that would be really, really great. So that's going to be good times. I am looking forward to it. But that's it for me. I'm going to rise up on out of here. I will be back now. I'm going to be over at GOG from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight at 9 p.m., remember, is Masters of the Dungeon. So tonight at 9 p.m., we will have another one of my, excuse me, Masters of the Dungeon show with Askren from Exploding Dice, Will from Encounter Roleplay, and Dave from the Digital DM. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully you guys are as well. So I'll catch you all hopefully over at GOG at 4, and then back here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then, of course, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. is the Thunderclap, and at 8 p.m. Eastern, Esper Genesis with Cat Rambo, Louise Moore, Johnny Pittman, and Zach Clay. Really looking forward to that. Plus the lead developer of Alligator Alley Entertainment, of this game from Alligator Alley Entertainment. That's Rich Lescouflair. So it's going to be awesome. Please spread the word about that. Thanks, everyone. Love you all. You're the best viewers on Twitch. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Chaotix, Dragonspear, Kilobyte, and Chattermage. Thank you to my wonderful subs, Chaotix, Dragonspear, Kilobyte. Thank you to Chloe Rose. Thank you to Classicor, to Nonstop, to Tobik and Uncle Elias. Thank you to Stump for gifting that sub as well. Thank you to my wonderful viewers, Geeky Tea Party, Kronos Chris, Dara Windor, Ekag. Thank you to Electrical Skateboard. Thank you to Jagtris. Thank you to Misawa. Thank you to Optic Nerve. What's up, man? Thank you to Panic Control, PKD Fan, Questionable Results. Thank you to Scorpion66, Steen86, Streep, Takanji, T-Nice, Mephiston, Trendane, You Christensen, Valerian Gamer, and Xterm91. Thanks, everybody. Best viewers on Twitch. Love you all, and I will see you all at the top of the hour at GOG for the Deadliest Dungeon. Until then, till I see you next, everyone be good to each other. Have a good day. Oh, and do it for Summerland.
Well, do you remember when the world was fresh and new? When it all seemed clear to you? When your aim was straight and true? Well, your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart. Well, your life untainted by a host of broken dreams. When all your acts were queens, understood all that it means. Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh, yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Go on and search now through your pile of broken lies, and your set of fake goodbyes, another cynical disguise. When will they catch you? All those little things you said,